It's going down like this, motherfucker.
This shit is crazy.
Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was home. Huh, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Fade that, nigga. Shit. Bet the ball. Off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog need. Slap Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks.
For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society.
Yes, he destroy black boys. Yes, he destroy black boys. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man.
This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying.
I just left a light in this bitch. I'm finna hit the shop in this shit.
Hey, where are the white women at?
I'm trying to told you just with her in a minute.
Hey, where are the white women at?
I'm trying to told you just with her in a minute. No, her mind is fucked. God damn it.
Hey, where are the white women at?
I'm trying to told you just with her in a minute. No, her mind is fucked. God damn it, shit. Her mind is fucked.
Well, gotta get a piece of mind.
Joe V. He looked down, seen her feet. The nigga went berserk, killed the monkey, threw the bat out the window, start kicking that bitch in the air.
Say anyway, but I will. The way quantum entanglement works is that you can take two particles, quantum entangle them, and then take those two particles and move them at any distance in the cosmos. And let's just say, for example, if you quantum entangle two electrons and you have them spinning in the same direction, and then you take one of those electrons and you shoot that thing out 100,000 light years from the original. If you then rotate the spin on the one electron, if you modify it so that its spin changes, the quantum entangled electron at any distance will simultaneously in no time switch its rotation also because they're quantum entangled. So these communication systems are taking advantage of this aspect of quantum mechanics that most people can't wrap their heads around, and this is what they're utilizing. It's just the new level of science that affords us the ability to communicate at any distance instantaneously.
You don't understand. It's cool enough just being cool, like I am.
Group of you together, you never can tell who's who.
I've seen a lot of black guys, Nipsey, but you're overdoing it.
Plus, I'm in love with a bitch I can't stand.
I mean, TikTok. A lot of the white content creators on TikTok get all of their dances from the black content creators.
You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. I think very deep. I think very deeply.
Dance with me. Dance with me. Dance with me. Yeah.
white boys out there. Most of them is psychopaths and all that. They'll kill your mama's mama, and you.
Decent white folk that still don't know they're racist.
What the hell you want here, hunky? Don't know me, want it. Nigga.
I don't mean to be out of line. Mean to be rude. Mean to be rude. I don't mean to be out of line.
What's all that noise? Oh, that's just Daddy.
Your lines are still open. Oh shit, you can get it, nigga. You wanna get it?
Come with baggage, just not asking the way was on.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that was nice.
I like that.
Bitch niggas, hoe niggas, rich niggas, broke bitch. I told niggas this was on, yeah, right. Come with baggage, just not asking the way was on.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that was nice.
I like that.
Bitch niggas, hoe niggas, rich niggas, broke bitch. I told niggas this was on, yeah, right.
The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about your black ass.
My word, can't be my equal, don't know what you heard.
I think we OD. I think we OD. I think we OD.
My word, can't be my equal, don't know what you doing the style.
That's the difference when you're my baby. That's how it is.
Used to snort cocaine, now I fiend for the check, yeah.
Baby, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I hit the loot juice. It pulls up in the baby, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come in. I hit the loot juice. It pulls up in the deuce. Baby, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come in. I hit the loot juice. It pulls up in the deuce.
I guess you go to the history of European civilizations. 250 years is how long they last before they implode, because of their greed, because of their violence, because of an inability to let others be, including themselves. If they didn't have brown and black people to hate, they would hate themselves.
Slapping folks is satisfying. She don't like me, but I didn't know. Guess it was underlying.
I hit the
lean and walk, lean, walk, lean, walk.
My bitches. To the east, to the north, to the west, to the south, above, Greetings. This is Big Pontiac, and welcome to the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game that was created by the Hero Twins. And I am that one and only galactic daddy-o welcoming each and every one of you to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to the universe. Well, to all my well-wishers and people that hope I tell them something, I'm back. And as you know, when I come back, I have to celebrate. And celebrate with each and every one of you, as well as myself, by showing you, and I had to scrounge this. This seems to be one of the local favorites, but this is again Great Lakes Elliott Ness, which is the finest nectar in the land. Pop them if you got them. Balance, motherfucker, balance. Goddamn, you've been balancing up here for 2 days. Motherfucker gonna fall down and shit. So, again, pop them if you got them. That is mighty fine amber. And then, you know, fashion. Cheers. Definitely cheers to everyone out there. And I guess I can put that right there for now. Now, I didn't show these the other day because I left them downstairs. And these are, seems to be getting, as I said the other night, they're transitioning into marijuana because they found out, because you're seeing all the head shops having a lot of flour. Then all of a sudden, a lot of flour disappeared. And what they were seeing is it was stronger than what's legally allowed, because up here it's like 5%, which is very low dosage. So these are beginning, the ones I normally take are 50 milligram, and they're cool. I can swallow a couple of them, but these come, and these are 100 milligrams. I know he's got another bottle. I should have went and picked it up. He does have one more bottle, but these are 100 milligram, and these are perfect. I mean, they really are. These are like perfect. Like, this is like smoking a fat ass blunt or taking a couple bong hits, but it lasts for about 4 or 5 hours. I mean, this is really so. Smoke them if you want them. This is better than smoking. I mean, the smoking does after a while gets a little rough. So yeah. Yes. I hope everybody is cool and feeling it tonight. I see Jamar. What's happening, Jamar? Thank you for coming. And I know you being the first on the Galactic Patio, I know you definitely got
to have vision.
And my main man from Ohio, O-H-I-O, Ohio. You know, them Ohio players was nasty back in the day, but PJ Allen, what's happening? And he's someone I never have to worry about his.
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches?
We got Dr. Sinister in the house. And we know he's definitely controlling his.
Got to have
his.
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
Hey, B. Brown, what is happening? And I know you definitely got to have
vision.
And L. Reborn Amaroon Khan, what's happening? Oh, thank you for joining. What do you say, smoking ass me? Oh my goodness, this stuff is so much better. I mean, it and driving is like that's what they want to criminalize up here. They want to criminalize motherfuckers being high on weed. And it's several reports I just caught. It's already saying that there's no correlation between your reaction time while driving. I'll say the only I've said before. And while holding this beer, I've told it over and over again. I'm the only one that really says this. There's an energy of driving that is more reminiscent of the alcohol energy. Again, we see the clover leaves on highways. And so what do you think, the drinking is a spin, you understand? And the other one is even a snake. So the energy of driving is closer to the energy of drinking, far as a kind of substance that goes with it. You know, that's why people do drink and drive for years, and a lot of people don't get caught because the energy. You can literally plug in and not kill somebody. And that's kind of how you do it. You're like, okay, I'm a little fucked up, but hey, you can't have people killing everybody, and you can't have everybody getting stopped, so take me home. And it can work like that for you. Now, I'm not, nobody out there saying, well, this nigga told me, no, I ain't saying that for you. But I'm saying it is out there. So, but they do want to criminalize it. And I was saying that the difference between the driving and being high is you don't. So alcohol and the way you drive, it's a natural rhythm of just keeping the pace, you know? And as I said before, there's people that drive like trains. I mean, that's the best way to break it up. There's people that's engines. There's people that, you know, caboosed. And so this is kind of, you know, the energy of driving. Well, when you smoke weed, you none of that. You don't have to be, you know, just the way you tap into it. You're not an engine. You're not a caboose. You know, you don't need to be in the middle with the passengers. I mean, the energy is, you really have to make yourself keep up. But on the other hand, it's so challenging. It's challenging because it's stimulating. And when you're buzzed, that's the best time to be stimulated and creative. Like you saying, you know, you smoke and get sleepy and shit. But if you really are doing something, it helps. It helps with thinking and moving. That's why, you know, getting high and playing pickleball and shit is so cool, because, you know, I'm constantly thinking and moving. You dig what I'm saying? It's like this quick decisions. I like that. And the more buzzed I am, you know, that natural kind of creativity kicks in. So, but they're going to go after people because now, you know, and it's going to be interesting constitutionally, because now you're not really supposed to stop a person for the smell of marijuana. And that's not an automatic search either. So we'll see. Iron 5, thank you for joining. And I know you got
to have vision.
So yeah. Did y'all watch the game tonight? It was a pretty good game, you know. Gosh, we was out and about all day, so we got a lot done. It was, again, you know, I guess I should say I always show my segment of the weather. Oh shit, okay. The weather up here right now is 26 motherfucking degrees up here in the Great White North. 26 degrees. Wind is 4 miles an hour. The air quality is 17. Visibility is about 10 miles an hour. The pressure is 30.14. The dew point is 11. And the rest of the day, Sunday, is going to be 50. Monday, 67. Tuesday, 12. I'll be the Tuesday the 12th, 65, 60. So, you know, I might get a little pickleball in one of these days, especially Monday with the time going back. And they're going out there, and if it's dry, yeah, I'll probably be able to get me some good games in. Don't call it a comeback. So, you know, it's spring is in the air. I read a thing the other day where they said they're actually going to start planting corn and soybeans because of the agreeable weather. They're going to be able to get in the fields. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. But yeah, Boston was a good game. I didn't watch the fights. I didn't pay for them, or my brother-in-law gets them free, and I didn't go out there and watch them. We was kind of doing our own shit today. 12 degrees. No, it wasn't 12. I'm sorry, I misspoke. It was, I misspoke. Yeah, it's 26 degrees. Yeah, it's not going to get low as that. I misspoke. It was on the Tuesday the 12th. See how I misspoke. I misspoke. It was Tuesday the 12th. I said 12, but it's actually going to be 65. So I imagine, you know, wherever you are, it's going to be probably very, very similar. You know, we haven't, I mean, shit. I think we've had less than 10 inches of snow this year. I would be surprised if it was 10 inches. We haven't had very much, which is, to me, cool. You know, it's you know, I wear my mean coats and shit next year. You know, that's the way I look at it. I look at, like, you know, let's see what the bread is. Let's see. Yeah, like, it ain't a good time to go over. I said this before. It's not a good time to take your bread over to Britain. you're not going to get your value. Euro is at 91. That's your best bet. Because look at this. If you go with pounds, you're going to be at 78 cents a dollar. So it's best, you're only going to lose about 9 cents if you go into the euro. So if I was going to go into Europe, and I knew I had to spend one or the other, I would definitely go because, I'm not losing as much. Again, however you can exchange it, but you're going to lose here. So it's better to buy these and you're not going to lose quite as much exchanging because that's a bigger exchange. But Japan is a place to go to. And get out of here. And where's Australia's always, our money's always big in Australia. See? And Canada too. $1.35. It's just not a lot. Well, I mean, it's Toronto. It's got the big ass mall in Toronto. I'm not sure about taxes and shit in Toronto. I can't speak for that. Oh, and I did not look up. Let's see. Oh, right, here we go. Sorry. Man, holy Jesus, y'all. Now, y'all don't say I don't give it to you in gold. Look at this. Gold is up almost $2,200, $2,186. So if right now you're wearing some gold, 31 ounces is ounce. 31 ounces, is an ounce. It's worth $2,186. Again, we followed where, here we were at 2004 on the 15th of February, not quite, almost, little longer than a month ago. And we've signed the steadily incline, decrease. So just know, and I'm saying that out there to anybody that's wearing gold right now, your gold is worth more. All right? This is the best time to own gold. You're trying to attack it with that weak dollar and you spending gold. But, look at it. Plus 21%. 21 went up $21. So your gold is worth more. Mike Tyson throwing the fight with Jake Paul. I don't know if they even know if he'd have to throw the fight. I think, we saw Mike Tyson fight Ip Man. And then we've got Bitcoin up almost 70 grand per coin. Ethereum, we've really watched it jump as well. And so, as I said, you put your money anywhere you want to put your money, but if you have your 401k, more than likely it is involved in some of this. And so it's better that you have an idea of what your 401k is doing for you. That's just a financial. And I'm not saying, who to go with, what to go with. I'm just saying these are potentials. That's all. It's like the same thing, and what will a crystal do for me? It's the potential that it can do for you. The dollar to Brazil is 4-1. Okay, so that's go down to Brazil. You can buy some shit up down there. And you can buy gold and shit down there too. And I'm not sure the tax again, but it is it's where your dollar is spent the most and where you'll be the safest. How safe are you in Brazil? How safe are you in Brazil? Whoops. Every day it was somebody else. It's just funny. It's 8 million stories. And that's the interesting thing about every day. It says Busta Rhymes cancels 2024 blockbuster tour less than a week before its launch. People probably wasn't buying them tickets. Oh, yeah. Very kind words. El Reborn, very kind words. Wow. Oh, yeah. We went over the Dragon Ball Z cat. Like if you looked at the anime that really stayed with us, I think a lot of people can relate to the Dragon Ball Z. Um, I would say like I didn't even realize like the Dragon Ball Z and why it's still why it and my own personal relationship with Dragon Ball Z. And again, I tell everyone freely about my I'm a variation definitely of the Monkey King. And the early story of Dragon Ball Z is definitely talks about the Monkey King. That's why, one of them calls, he calls Vegeta, they call him the Monkey King, the monkey, he calls them monkeys, So, watching, like my son's watching this show as children and not really paying attention to it. Now, my whole experience with especially the animation or mangas, goes back to, the first ones, Astro Boy, Kimba the White Lion, which is, they copied the Lion King from, but Kimba the White Lion, Astro Boy, Kimba the White Lion, and then Speed Racer. So, I was introduced to, the Japanese animation fairly early. And the same thing you could say with like the Voltron Man, the people in the suits and shit. But and so when I started watching the shows, and I'm like, this is the Monkey King, and this just a different variation of the Monkey King. It took my interest, and I watched them all. And so yeah, and so I just I have it gave me without watching Dragon Ball Z, I would have never had the appreciation I have for the mangas and animation. I just wouldn't have the appreciation for it and the storytelling, because it's it gets deep. Some of it they have one. What is he talks about chakras. Now how I feel about chakras, but still it's still positive. It's not negative. Ninja Sword and the Fist of the North Star. It's really relatable to us cons. Is my whole childhood. Yeah. So that's my love for it. And so yeah, and it gives me my appreciation into the storytelling, because their books, they give you the books first. They say, well, these are the possibilities, because the book imagination is going to give you a greater well, no, I guess not necessarily, but it's going to, holding the book, reading it, it hits your imagination in a different way than it being presented in front of you. You kind of work with the words and create it in your interpretation of what you're reading. Your imagination gets to work with the words, and this is given to you freely, because that's what books are for. It's really for you to see the story of what you're reading, and you to bring it out and how you interpret it and how you make the information become alive. So, and that brings so many thoughts. that gives me so many thoughts. Now, who is this cat? This is how we'll start off the morbid night. We always talk about people connected to the entertainment business that have croaked. And this is a Snake Surprise, actor Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom that's passed. Egyptian-born actor. He was 75, okay. Let's see who he is. He portrayed a prisoner who inherits a radio in Alan Parker's Midnight Express. I think I did see. Yeah, I saw Midnight Express. This is where dude goes into jail. Midnight Express is a trip. Dude goes, y'all got to see me, dude. You see this. So Midnight Express, dude is trying to smuggle hash out of Turkey or some shit. So his wife comes in to see him, or his girl, and she puts her boob, and that's where he like put it on the glass, kind of comes from. She puts her boob on the glass, and he's licking the glass and shit. Midnight Express. So I didn't know. Okay, Therapist in Crime of Element. Didn't see that one. Okay, a couple movies. Spielberg's Temple of Doom, Flowing Pearl Necklace, and a. So which one is he? Is that him here? Which is he? Forrest. Okay, spoken a British twang accent. His daughter wrote. Father took no delicate style, telling man, you are a Shakespearean type actor. Is this him? I guess this is him in 84. Yeah, I guess 75. Damn, he's really, or is he one of these villains? Is he one of these? Maybe here. In white? Here. Right? Okay. El Hameen in white at the table. Okay, it's here. He's here. Okay. So it's the guy in white. Damn, that's like, okay. Like all their outfits fit them kind of, and like, what is all this? Is he just really this heavy? Okay, so also appeared miniseries The Thief of Baghdad, Professional, Cannon, and Ball. Okay. All right, I guess that's him right there. Okay. So, what do we always say? If you drink from the beast's cup, when they ready to come at you after you, all you can do is say okay. And the Grammys come on tomorrow night. That's the trip. My mother's like, you gonna watch the Grammys? Hell no. Not gonna watch that shit. Because I think Killer the Flower Moon, didn't I read that the other night about it? And I think Killer the Flower Moon. Hey, James Gant, what's happening, man? Thank you for coming. And I know you got to have work.
You got to have vision.
You know, let me see something. I'm messing around. And I didn't even get it. Oh. Where's the sound of the highest vibration? Where's that sound? I didn't even get that one for some reason. As I said before, it's a sound where if I was God, I'd play the sound for you every day. I keep messing with it. It's in here. I know it's in here. I don't think it's all the way here though. I'll keep messing with it. It's in here somewhere. But yeah, it's like I play the bowl. You know, it's a certain vibration that gives off. So yeah, that's positive. You know, people give freely and give things positive energies with nothing behind it. That gives to everybody. And that's how positive energy moves amongst each other. That's how it should work. It's like I ain't gotta scam you out of nothing or really ask you for nothing. You know, if the sum does come up where we could trade, then we trade. That's how, you know, business can move too. But, you know, there's no need to have to scam anybody. That's the thing that seems to be so popular. You know, with people trying to do business off of this, it just seems somewhere it's, you know, people try to support things, and sometimes the things they support, you know, it's something tied to it. You know, it's something tied to it. And that's, man, I saw Russell Wilson. I went into Shields, and yeah, I'm definitely found the paddle I'm going to play with later this year. But they have them in the store, so I'm definitely getting it. And my other paddle is not, I got it on my birthday, so it's not heavy. It was only used for 3-4 months, so it's still pretty good paddle, but I'm definitely going to upgrade to the better paddle. But Shields had it. And Shields still sell guns. We looked at a gun. Man, what did we look at? Let me check to show y'all. What's it called? Sig 3. Let's see. Is this it? It ain't this one. Oh, this one. Yeah, this little bad boy here. Yeah, this thing. This shoots 13. Actually, this is a little cheaper. The other one had some, but yeah, this is a bad little boy here. It's got the compensator on here and holds 13. So, not a bad choice for, conceal. Not a bad choice for conceal. Yeah, they have everything. They got shotguns and everything. This is worth. Let's dabble. Do dabble. Well, thank you guys. Let's dabble. All right, 10 best black gangster movies of all time. Juice. Okay. Is Juice really a gangster movie? It just seems like some street urchins. Is it really gangster when you're robbing a local corner store? Is that gangster? I mean, is that gangster? I don't know if that's a gangster movie. Black Caesar, which this picture comes from, he's got the Godfather hat, And I would say, Black Caesar is only a couple years younger than the Godfather. So, you can't really, because most people, say Michael's hats, but this is, what do they call it? Hashberg hat. The police brutality bringing in the mountains for actor Tommy Gibbs into a life of crime after being consistently harassed. Soon he forms his own faction, finds himself in conflict with 7 mobs. Gibbs' trajectory in life, as anyone watching can't help but admire his ambition, his industriousness, and caution. Even when the enemies conspire against him, they still find it difficult to take him down. Black Caesar also a quiet music fest. His wonderful soundtrack composed by the legendary All the Bad Cats with the Bad Hats, doing me a real big favor. You got the bad cats in the bad hats, playing it on real good. Here's a dime, boy. Give me a shine when you're down and out in New York City. I gotta get myself together in the morning. We're gonna lead it all at 1 by noon. All the bad cats in the bad hats. Black Caesar. My dad took me to see Black Caesar. I was probably 5th or 6th grade, but we went to see Black Caesar. And he's at the end, he's whooping this pale person with a shoe shine kit, because he used to shine shoes as a boy, and he's beating him with the shoe shine kit. Very good symbolism. He's like, I used to shine shoes, now I'm beating you with this motherfucker. So that was kind of cool. In addition, the many aspects, including the time-spiral James Cagney, Little Caesar, yeah, indeed. It's a case where, okay, Boys in the Hood. I don't know if Boys in the Hood is a gangster movie. I mean, they vaguely talk about Ice Cube selling maybe crack. We don't know what the other people sell. They didn't seem like to do anything but want to murder and front. So I would say no on that being a gangster film. That was not a gangster film. Sorry. Arguably Jamaica's Shooters, Bob Marley. This movie kind of sucked. I don't know. Maybe. New Jack City definitely was a gangster. It showed a gangster organization, copied off the Michigan gangsters from Detroit, the Collins brothers. So yes, this was a movie about gangsters, Menace to Society. So it did kind of show you one gang. They were slightly industrious. They did steal cars and sell crack. So I'm kind of on the edge with Menace. American Gangster, I think, is definitely on, it shows a criminal, a criminal organization and, moving up and down of the criminal organization. Dead presidents, I'd say no. But Dead Presidents Vietnam was great. Dead Presidents comes from a book called Bloods, where one of the persons knew about that they burned the money, so he helped rob. So it wasn't really a criminal organization, so no. Hoodlums, yes. Bumpy Johnson, and Queen, whatever her name was, Numbers Running. Yes, this was definitely a gangster film. Set them off. I don't know if they were truly female gangsters. I mean, they were petty bank robbers at the most, and not really a full criminal organizations. The most I can give them is petty bank robbers. So, yeah, I wouldn't count that one. Wouldn't count that one, y'all. They must knew I was on it. They was like, well, you know, they probably need that. Oh my goodness. And what is this? Wow. Maybe for those of you in NFL, this seems interesting. Longtime NFL employee opts out for buyout after 46 years with the league. Dedicated 46 years to NFL. Wow. According Journal, who opted out for the recent voluntary buyout program offered by the league. On the terms of the deal, received 3 weeks of pay for each year of service. This translates to 138 weeks of pay. Reflecting on his tenure, expressed his gratitude. Has been incredibly fortunate. It's like a new car, small stuff. Retirement was on the radar. Seriously considered the buyout offer. Yeah, I can't blame him. NFL Network cat, NBC, MSNBC, probably more than NBC, MSNBC. He would speak every now and then. So, okay, get your bread. I know a dude, check this out. I knew a dude that was a teacher, and I know now, in now terms, it ain't no bread. And sadly, you know, he's probably not with us because last time I saw him, he was sick. But I used to coach with a guy. Actually, we coached together for 5 years. I coached a freshman, he coached the varsity, and we coached together for 5 years. I think one year I lost 18 straight games, but I had 6, 7 players too. But anyway, what he was able to do is he had enough time in where he bought. It cost him like 15 grand to buy his retirement. So the years that he had left, he was able to buy it out. And it boosted immediately, you know, his retirement fund. So it was kind of cool. So you can do that too. You know, you got enough time in. But sadly, you know, when I went to Michigan in 15, I saw him. It was fun. So ironic. You know, I go to Michigan and I see like one of my cousins I see this guy I'm about to talk to at Red Lobster. I with my daughter and her mother. And then I see this coach, and then I see my cousin. And then I see my cousin at the place and got, you know, to talk to him for a few minutes. So it was kind of cool. But he was telling me he was sick. So, yep. Hell up in Harlem. Yeah. The Mac, City of God. Yeah. King of New York is Frank White. You know, Biggie would always talk about Frank White. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. Thank you for adding all that. There was an NFL player who died. He was 70, played for the 49ers. And I am in NFL news. Let's click on more NFL news. It's not bringing it up. Okay. That's not what I put in there. Okay. You said, let's see what this gives us and how long. No, this is not it. This is not it. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. That's not it either. Because Clark, because he died already a while ago. I know it ain't Clark. He died a while ago. No, I think this is not recent. Or is it? What year is this? Oh, this was last year. So it's not him. Let's see. Yeah, it's not coming up. I'm not finding it. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, it's still not recent. I'm not getting any hits on that. Sorry. USC card. You liked it, James? Okay. Yeah, my brother-in-law, I know he watched it. So thank you for coming, James. I appreciate it. Trying to think of other movies that showed good organization. The Carlos Gambino movie. I mean, that movie, a guy who never went to jail, was able to be an American hoodlum, American gangster, and never went to jail, never went to prison, I mean, the way he went about it and all the people he paid off, he was able to live his life. When it's time for him to hand off, shit, he handed that shit off and they couldn't fuck with him. And most of them that didn't happen to. They really, that's, even the dope man life, they try to tell you, even in New Jack City, like it's sustainable. That's the point they try to put. It's just not sustainable. I mean, as much as we look at Superfly, like his vision, he saw that it wasn't sustainable, to do that kind of life forever. And so that was a pretty good message. Now, like when we looked at the message of the Mac, it was trying to tell you that you basically can brainwash people. I mean, if you remember in the Mac, there's a point there where he's got the great stereo equipment, and he's showing the pictures, and he's telling them, I want to be your mama and your daddy, and he's just, but he's brainwashing them. You've got to be open to that kind of thing, but that's what they were trying to put out there, that you could technically get with a woman, and this is way before crack too. Crack had a influence, but this is before then, where you could just convince a woman, and the woman kind of wanted to do it too. The women kind of want to do it too. It's as they see it, the easy way of life, and and being with somebody, and the whole thing of being chosen and all that, that kind of deal too. But that was their way of going about it, yeah. I would even say more of a gangster movie was Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown was kind of, because they were part of an organization, and you show, for a smaller organization, but to me that was, more of a gangster movie than some of the others. But I'm sure it's many, many others if I, broke it down and thought about it. Give me as we go and I think about it. Yeah, you got to come up here. If you come up here, go to Shields. I know a lot of people come up because it's funny. I asked when I was at the game the other night, and the Gophers lost again to Northwestern. Duncan had 30 though. Duncan Garcia put work in on him. He had 30 and 8-9 rebounds, but they lost to Northwestern. The tournament is here next week, so I might go to see the Big Ten tournament next week. I think you can pay and see 2-3 games, so we might do that next week. Because last year the women were here, and my best friend Tony, he went, and he had a good time, and the tickets were very affordable. So I might do that. I have to see how the week is lined up. So it's always something to do here. It's like when I go back home to Michigan, it's just like this when you travel between cities. Like what we just did to Iowa. When we went to Iowa, the cities, like most of Iowa until we got around Waterloo and then we got Iowa City, the cities was right there all together. But a lot of Iowa is just you in the country. And like in Michigan, like you go from Chicago and then you go into Michigan, you just country. Like once you get out of Gary, it's just land. Until you start coming up on New Buffalo, and then you'll hit Benton Harbor, Three Oaks, Covert. You'll start hitting the coastal areas. You hit, again, Gary's in Indiana, so Michigan hits the tip of Indiana, where Vincennes is. I think it's Vincennes, Indiana, too, but that's where the college is. And so when you're traveling, once you get, past Chicago, when you're traveling, you going from country, you out in the country road. No, I mean, it's a super highway or whatever you want to call it, but it's not like up here. Like up here on our highways, we're going from different towns to different, we're on highways, inner city highways. You dig, we had to hit inner city highways up here. It's very little country driving up here. Like where, and I mean, I can drive an hour and it's no country at all. I won't see any country. I can just go through the cities a certain way where it's just, you just see the city till you get over there. And it's just city time. It's not like you go out on the road and it's just trees and shit. So that's the difference, which is interesting. That's the difference. Oh man, I've been watching. I watched Avatar 2 on my TV. Oh my goodness. What is this? OLED? Isn't that the Samsung? The OLED Neo. The OLED Neo, y'all. The OLED Neo. OLED Neo. Oh, it just, man. My wife was like, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It's definitely, it's a difference. It's a difference. Yeah, so Samsung is OLED. Yeah. And it's funny, this technology is cheaper than it used to be, Like my daughter, I'd got a TV. It was a plasma, still heavy, but it was brand new. And now, shit, that old TV got to be 20 years. I wonder if it still works. It was my daughter's TV, but it was new. It was like 6-7 years old when I got it. It was brand new though. It was a model. It was used for a model, never used. But it was plasma. And then just the way this stuff's changed, it's quite it's amazing the way it's changed. Man, furniture shopping, really we just needed a table, but just furniture shopping is amazing to me. Like people don't even understand. Say, you've got 6 or 7 living rooms, and rooms to put furniture in. It's like it's you really have to have some type of concept, to what you want to put in where. And they got them leather couches where you can have the up or you can, fold it back down. I mean, it's amazing the comfort level of chairs. And this one, I like this one because this reminds me of a car I used to have. I used to have a car, old Lincoln, that had these kind of seats in it. But it's just amazing, and like what we did with our couches, as I said before, we've only had our couch going on maybe 2 weeks now. Yeah, this is the second full week. Yeah, it came last week. But that we actually went in there and picked out the fabric and like we wanted in this. And that's what anybody has the opportunity to do, So, you have these rooms to finish and you pick out your fabrics and, you custom your own stuff. This stuff is really built for you. You know, when it's done, when they send it to the factory, and when they build it, they building it for you. It's not something you just go pick up. So that's a pretty good feeling. But to do multiple rooms, are you cut out that you could do that, do multiple rooms? So, and like our chairs was literally, we got the chairs each for my leather recliners downstairs, full electric. $350, I think, for both. And these chairs are $1,000. And it was the only difference was ours was gray, the new ones was black. Now for this year, the ones like ours again is back in style. But it was interesting to see these chairs is $1,000, and because we got them in Macy's, and because we got the couch in Macy's too, and we got like $2,000 worth of chairs for literally about $600. And we had to go get them. We had a truck to go get them. We bought another dresser. My wife and I bought a dresser last night. We got to go back out there to get. And I'm getting a couple more bookshelves, which is really cool. As I said before, I've got to pivot all this around because my son is going to have this room for a couple months. Because my daughter, he's like, can I use, no, I'm like, no, you're going to have to be in here. So we're going to work it out some kind of way. So when he has to. But he's just have, as I said before, a tremendous opportunity coming up. So, just work with people. And especially your family and your children, any way you can help them. It's like with my other children, I've been hard on him, the communications is like, he's thinking I'm mad at him. So, but never too mad to really try to help, whatever help I can do, but you have to have where you want to help yourself too. And that's how cruel the world can be. You do have to help yourself. And I guess there's different degrees of people or different, maturity level where people get this, or I guess they don't. I don't know. So, but I'm looking forward to, this longer, nice weather, which is really not used to. We did a ton of walking at the mall. We went to the Eden Prairie Mall, which is, it's not dying. And it's interesting. It's not dying, but it was like, wasn't a whole lot of people out there. But it's still a functional mall. My wife had to get her glasses, but it closed early on us, so we had to walk around to get out. So it's kind of interesting how early it closed. And then their lids wasn't really, But I'll say this, every lids has different stuff. But I did see, I saw another hat I got to go out there and get. Plus, the baby blue twin stuff looks like it's going to be big this year. And they had a nice sweatshirt with the sewed on numbers, baby blue. So I'm probably going to be hitting that up. I like that. So, and really, like, I didn't want to see Kung Fu Panda. That's the only other movie to see. So I might go see Dune again. I don't know. My mother wants to see it. So I might end up going to see it before it leaves. I want to see it on the big screen. I don't really want to see it on the regular. My TV is better than regular. And I don't know if y'all can tell the difference. I ain't going to go look at a raggedy. I ain't going to pay to look at some shit that looks worse than my TV. So I was watching Willy Wonka and shit. The music is really kind of cool. It's a musical that works. The Willy Wonka musical shit is kind of cool. So I don't know. I guess I'm kind of I'm corny in that way, but it's kind of cool. It kind of works. Not all musicals work, but it works. I was watching it again. I might watch it when I get done on here. Watch it again. It's funny. My wife was like, "It's basketball every night," and I'm like, "Yes, this time of year, when football ends for the few months, because the other football league is about to start. The end of this month, the other football league starts. But anyway, it's basketball every night. Every night is basketball, and I'm a basketball junkie, so I watch it every night. And that ain't always the most romantic, and watching movies together and bonding." Because that is all a thing too, no doubt, no doubt or no joke to that. Because that's all a consideration, but still sports has to trump most. Because I look at sports like this, and in the same way as watching somebody streaming, most movies and television programs, you can watch at any time. Something live is only on for a short amount of time. So if I have the choice of watching something live that I enjoy compared to watching something that's repeating and on. And she's like, TV shows. No, we got where pretty much you can look that shit up and watch it again somewhere. You know, and we've cut our, you know, by cutting off cable and just having Apple TV. I mean, we've cut the bill tremendously. And then just we have the apps we want, which it should have been like that. You know, it's even going to, you know, it should have been like that. And that's the mistakes the cable companies made. You know, you know how they might, like one time I had about 20 Spanish stations. I don't speak a word of Spanish, but yet I'm forced to, you know, have this on. And that's wrong. And that's price gouging. You're giving me content, again, that I can't use. And so now, you know, people have stepped in and let you customize the content you want to watch. You know, and the cable companies are like, well, why are people leaving us? So, and like you know, they're pumping up Mike Tyson. I mean, he's in shape. They gave him a fight, at least one fight, you know. I just don't understand that in your 50s why you would want to be hit in the head. I don't get that. I mean, it's pretty much proven. Even when you fake hit people in the head, like this, the Three Stooges, the brother Curly. Curly literally died from getting hit in the head over and over again by his brother Mo. I mean, when he's doing that little fake, he's constantly got hit in the head, and led to, you know, early death, concussions, and didn't probably know it. So, you know, even though it's fake, you still get hit in the head. There's times where you're going to get hit in the head. And it's like I said, when you get tackled, it's times where you could break your leg on any way you get hit or any contact. Now, the guy in the Super Bowl that tore his Achilles, yes, that's very possible. As I said, when I tore my Achilles, I stole the ball from somebody. I stole the ball, ran across half court dribbling, stopped, and passed the ball. And when I stopped, I heard a bang. Sounded like a gun went off. And it felt like somebody stepped on me from behind. So I turned around. I was like, who the fuck is behind me? So, you know, you can get hurt any kind of way like that at any moment of it. So, you know, that is always a possibility, but I don't know. I guess you say no risk, no reward. I guess that's what we could say. And you can't be afraid to participate because you might get hurt. And that's where the ego does help. That's where the ego can help, you know, because if you don't control your ego enough, you know, your ego might be you, but if you control it enough, it's like that's where you would need it. It's like, you know, I've got some doubts here. Like, ego, what can you, you know, push here? And the ego can step in and say, hey, let's run it like this. Yeah, you hurt a little bit there, but this is how we used to doing it. And, you know, the automatic responses come in, you know. Quick twitches and shit, reflexes. It's like dunking a basketball. You know, it's not how tall you are. It's really about your hip flexors. And that's kind of like, you know, even high jumping, but it's like your hip flexors determine if you can dunk a basketball. No matter how tall you are, it is your hips. You can be 5'5" and dunk a basketball because you have strong enough hips to give you that lift. The lift all comes from your hips. You know, when you push, and that's what it takes to dunk a basketball. A strong hip, you know, hip flexors. That's why it's not necessarily how tall you are. Now, there are people tall enough where they ain't got to jump. I saw my son. My son is about 6'5", 6'6". Hadn't touched a basketball in years, and he dunked on a 10-foot. I was quite surprised. I was like, this out of shape mug, they ain't touched the ball, but, you know, still. But, you know, for shorter people, that's all it takes. And even me, you know, at my size, very strong. And, you know, that's why, you know, when they say, you know, people start dunking in 10th grade, yeah, I could, or even 7th, 8th, you know, how tall you are. I mean, they say Vince, what's his name? Went from Carolina to play with the Raptors. That Vince said he could dunk in 8th grade. Now, I was able to dunk in 9th grade. at around 6 foot. And so if you play basketball a lot and you practice and that is where you're strong in your hips. I'm pretty sure there's not, too many of you out there that didn't experience being able to dunk. Because that's where it comes from. Comes from your hips. Like my friend, I don't know, maybe he got older, he could dunk, but like he never dunked in a high school game. But it's just he hadn't, developed that area. Just the way he was built. And even though he's slightly taller than me, he just hadn't got the thrust that it takes, to catapult yourself. And it's like, like those of you that play basketball, like to be able to jump is like really I mean, it's almost, when R. Kelly sings I Can Fly, even before that ever came, I mean, that vibration of just flying freely, like just to be able to propel yourself and try to use some of your imagination on while you're in the air. Be it bounce a ball, chase it, throw it off the backboard, catch it. I mean, that is and confidence in doing that. I think the best dunk I ever did, and only one person saw it. You back up a little bit. And so, this is just fucking around. I was a junior, summer going into, being a junior. And so I'm on the left side and, a right-hand person going left, that's natural to dunk, Even more so than going like a right-hand layup. It's easier from going down the middle. I mean, right-hand layup is still easier to dunk, but I'm just saying it's for a right-hand person, you get a lot of momentum, going from left to right, especially when you're planning in the lane. And so the way I was able to do it, and what I did is I kind of started with the ball like back here. So how did I do it? So when I jumped, I looked back this way. So I was looking back like this. So when I jumped with the ball right here, I'm looking like this, and I jumped not looking, And as I get closer to the rim, I jumped quite a ways where I didn't look. So I'm like jumping and I'm looking backwards. And then I turn it around and I cuff it and dunked it. And my friend Bob said he never saw a dunk better than that one. And the dunk I did on the steel chain, I've never seen it duplicated. I just was fucking around in the game and on a steel chain, I just like jumped. And I didn't use the chain to pull up. It was just like I jumped, and when I got up there, I was about to dunk it. I grabbed the steel chain and I dunked it. It's like I grabbed the chain, and I ain't grabbed a chain to pull up on. I grabbed a chain because my head was up there with it, and I grabbed a chain and I just dunked it. I've never seen anybody else do that dunk. So still on a chain net, and I was able to dunk 11 foot hoops too. Because we used to go to Chicago and the hoops would be 11 foot. And a lot of people couldn't dunk on 11 foot rims. But yeah, because that was the way they was trying, people's tearing down rims. And at some point, with the parks getting the rims torn down. So a lot of the parks, I used to hang with my cousins. The parks was like we play fight. they like in Michigan we would play fight to 21. Fight is 21. I would go to Chicago with my cousin. We played a 44. So it's like 44. It just tells you the mindset, of having to score 44 points to beat everybody else. And the good games of fight, especially when the guy got older and, to beat like it'd be games where I'd be with like 6, 7, 8 people and be able to dominate that kind of shit. Cause it's like people don't understand, like, okay, you get so many free throws where you get 3 free throws, right? So you score, then you get 3 free throws. And when you get those 3 free throws, they got to come check you. Now, if they don't check you, you just shoot again. Shoot a jumper and get 2 more, and then you get to shoot 3. And it's like you show people that you can't be stopped by this group of people. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's like, once I score, you're not going to stop me from scoring until I win. I mean, that's you know, and this is the rawest form of playing organized basketball is play and fight. Right? I mean, there's some basic rules, but it's just the basicness of how you can just dominate people. You know, there's no team. It's just your personal skills of being able to, you know, take on being double teamed, triple teamed, 4 people, 5 people, and being able to score through them all. You know, so that's something you got to love about it. That's something you got to love about it, to being able to do that. And most people can identify playing fight or 21 or 44, whichever you play. And then there's another way to play 21 that a lot of Europeans used to play. And they would play where you got 2 points for, how did it go? You shot 2 free throws, and if you made both free throws, you got a layup. Some shit like that, some lame shit like that. It was more of a free throw game than developing your all-round game. And I don't think people understand how important that is. I don't think if you look at development, and I know so many people my age and younger, you know too, and you experienced if you play sports, especially if you hooped. You know, think of the amount of just unorganized where you just ran with people, or you played games, or you just played fight, or you played 2-on-2. And just think of all the people that you played against and how they were able to compete at least at that level against you. And how they had developed their skills. Like, I look back at some old dudes in Kalamazoo, and it blows my mind. Like, how did they develop these skills in the facilities they had to play in? The parks weren't that great. There's some gyms that I've told this story before. I played in a gym. This gym had beams. This is a 19th century. The school was built in the early 1900s. I played in it in probably 1970. So when I played in the school, I had to be 70 years old. The old way they built tracks that you see today, they suspended the tracks, but they hadn't did the technology of how to suspend it more in the wall and not with beams. So this track, this gym, this court had a track above it, but they had to have beams on the court. So we had to watch out not to run around the beams. And I remember Ricky Thomas, somebody had put Ricky, love to Ricky, Saints brother Ricky. But Ricky would use the beams as a screen. This nigga would bring the ball down court, and he would hide behind the beam, and then he would pop out from the beam. If you done went the other way, he'd be behind the beam, and then he'd pop out one side of the beam, and this nigga would tear you up. They didn't beat us, but Ricky had a good game, so... I want to put that out there. Walter Walking Jesus. Okay. Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Oh, I guess I'm all the way out there. And it is kind of late, so I must say you
got to have vision.
I met an athletic trainer of the Tar Heels one time at a basketball camp, and they said fully warming up and stretching out the Vince Carter almost hanging out on top of the backboard when he went to school at NC. Oh, okay. The first person I heard that, well, of course, Wilt. Wilt could touch the top of the backboard. I guess that was the first person I heard. But the first person I saw before was Spencer Haywood. Yeah. And he could touch the top of the backboard. And he was only 6'8". So, yeah. And, Meningoat, them stories of Meningoat. Meningoat was, 6 foot, that he could touch the top of the backboard. Jumping Jackie Johnson at 6'5", could touch the top of the backboard. So, yeah. A lot of cats, old-time basketball had those same kind of abilities. Same kind of abilities and skill. I'm like you could tell, I've said this before, if you really study Dean Smith, Dean Smith, you can see there was a type. Like Dean Smith was trying to definitely find a David Thompson type. I know Walter Davis was kind of a contemporary, but he was looking for a David Thompson type even when he got Al Woods. Now, when Dean Smith recruited James Worthy was magic. He was 6'8" magic in high school. James Worthy was handling the ball, dishing it, running full court, dunking on people. That was his game before Michael Jordan came, which was in second year. Second year he came. No, I think it was the third year, Worthy's third year. Yeah, it was Worthy, the junior. We was juniors. Yeah, we was juniors. That he's hanging on the net dunk. You got to be strong to do it because it's like chin up in the air. Oh yeah, especially it's not fun. Like a lot of people would bust their fingers on those type of nets. Like a steel net is not. It's steel. It's a steel net, and that would be, to keep the longevity. And what's funny is you would wear out the steel nets. People would play so much that the steel net would start breaking. But it's a different sound. And I've told this story about, shooting over Ray Pete so many times, but this was on steel nets too. Where I go up and he thinks he has my shot blocked, and I did the George Gervin and Oscar Robertson, just brought it out like this. And I just literally, hung in the air. Like he went in and I was like, oh, you got it here, huh? Well, can you still hang in the air? And I literally just flicked it. And just the sound of hitting the swish on the steel net is like, and with that shot, it broke his spirit. And I don't know if y'all just dominating people, just going out there to pick up game and just smashing people, the pure beauty of just the poetry of just pickup ball, where you become organized, and it's kind of organized. So, and that's a freedom of all the things that I miss, that's a freedom that I really miss. Okay. Let me show y'all now this jacket here. I'm telling y'all, man, Nike is stepped up. This is tech stuff. And so, this is called, what is it called? Tech Reimagined. And this is how much they wanted to charge for this jacket. I got the jacket for like $80. And as I showed before, they didn't send the shit together. They sent the shit separate. But this is tech shit, and this is not that corny tech shit. And as I said before, this got the crease in the pants. Yeah. And these were, what does it say? It says 165. I got these like 70, maybe. Yeah, 70, about 70. So I got a super good deal on this stuff. Because I was out to the Nike outlet and I saw the jacket, just this same jacket, and I was like, "How much is this one?" And it's like $200, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna buy it." Oh, we got this is what I think. So I watched a guy, and you guys subscribe to him if you're sneakerheads. It's called Balling on a Budget, and I think he's down in Florida, but he goes up and down the East Coast. But I think what we're getting opened here, that just opened at the Mall of America, is he was in one, and I think this is what's opening in the Mall of America, because the Mall of America only has one Nike store. Yeah, only one all full Nike store, just one. But what they just opened, I think what it's kind of, if I'm understanding, I haven't been out there, and I'll stand corrected when I go out there, but I think it's kind of a mixture of the outlet and a Nike store together. From what I looked at his channel, he described the store, and there's a new store being put from Nike at the Mall of America, and this is what I'm thinking is the concept. So it's a current Nike store, but yet they have a place that they probably do the, what do they call it? Recycled shoes, outlet-like-ish areas. So when I go out there, I'll let you know. To the Kingdom. That you saying? Oh, okay. You've been there. Okay. So I'll let you know how that is, and just because I'm a sneakerhead myself and collector of fine clothes. But yeah, this is that tech stuff. Now this tech, because the way it fits, I mean, this really fits big. I'm glad I didn't get the double X. I saw the double X at the store. I didn't try it on, but I saw it and I saw the quality. And I mean, this quality, it reminds me almost of kind of a communist work shirt, but the quality. And then it's got the tech pocket inside here. You know how the one tech has the pocket right here on this side. It's got the zip up from 2017 style, the zip up right here. So this is nice and comfortable. So you can get deals on this stuff instead of paying too much. I don't like that other tech stuff because it's just so tight. So everybody was laughing at sharp and shit. It's like, why do you want to wear shit tight? Yeah, I don't think we should know about that. Oh, B.I.G. is about to be, damn, this nigga died 25 years ago, ain't it? March 9th? Yeah. He died 25 years ago, I think. Is it 25 years ago? Is this when he died? 95? Fake feud and shit. I'm reading this shit. So he must have. All right, get this shit going. Oh, it's only short. March 9th of 97. Okay. Wow. Wouldn't even been 50. And if that's a true story, he might be somebody else now. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Who did Bill O'Brien pick up? Let's see. Who did Billy? Oh, says Bill O'Brien picked up at Boston College. Bill O'Brien coached with the Patriots, and he coached Penn State after what's his name ended up quitting. So Doug Marrone. Okay. Off-field role. According to reports, senior analyst for football strategy. Okay. All right. So, all right. He's getting help. All right. And it's a good old boy network. They got the bread. That's the difference between college and pro, College can put all the bread together. And that's like, I disagree with anybody that thinks that college players getting paid. Now, think about it like this. College was fixed before players was getting paid. Let me say this again. College was fixed before players were getting paid. And now we know, like when Magic went to school, he was getting paid. Like that's like the argument Chris Webber made to saying, he had a car, but he didn't have money to put gas in it is not quite true because these dudes was getting bread. I mean, it's kind of disingenuous a little bit because these dudes in college was getting bread, So that's always been a thing. Like Will Chamberlain going to Kansas, he was getting bread. Same with Connie Hawkins, why he chose Iowa, because the bread, the financial, and Connie Hawkins, no way he was smart enough to ever get in school. I mean, it's just too many years of neglected education. Even if he wouldn't have gotten in trouble, it would have been hard to keep him there. He was that far behind. But you never know. So, but, in recent basketball, they've kind of put the hammer down on a lot of those things. So college players deserve it. They deserve it. As I said before, the players that go on later and suffer CTE, they found young men that have killed themselves in high school, right after high school, had CTE. College dudes, my friend died in his 50s of Alzheimer's, 50 years old. He was a reserve lineman, scout team his whole freshman year, When I played with him, he never played. He was always on the scout offensive team. That means every drill he did all day was hitting. Almost every drill, they're hitting. And so, I mean, there was nothing special about his career. If you stay there, that's, I said I had another friend. Another friend didn't play a down in 4 years of college. I think after he signed, goes to school, I think the coaches changed. And he was recruited to be a certain kind of player. And in the new coach's system, the kind of lineman that he was good at, he didn't need. And he never got to play. And I remember the last game, he's like, nah, because we played in the bowl game and they was going to let him get in. He's like, motherfuckers, y'all ain't let me play in 4 years, fuck y'all. But they educated him. But his career was every day in practice, scout team, he's butting heads every day, And I can really remember, my first day of watching them scrimmage. Again, when I played my last football game in high school, I was like, I'm done with this shit. I really don't ever want to do this shit again. And it was really, it was like, that was the best offer out there. A&T was the best offer out there. My family didn't have enough money to send me to Tennessee because I could have walked on to Tennessee to play with Reggie White and Willie Gaines. Willie played with the Bears. They was down there. And again, I didn't know about work release, which I would have wished I would have known about work release and all that kind of shit. Because I probably could have, I'd have had a scholarship by that second year. But A&T was paying everything, so it was a better deal. And, my first, looking at that first scrimmage, he's like, man, I wish I was out there. He wasn't out there just because they had him on the bench. I wasn't out there because, again, I wasn't quite talented, but I didn't want to go out there. His mentality was, I can't wait to go in. My mentality is, I'm glad you're not sending me in because right now I'm faking it until I finally figure it out. Crazy Sarge, thank you for joining. How's everything in your world, baby?
Got to have vision.
So, but I don't think he's in such unphysical health. But I said, of all the offensive linemen that I played with in the year we won the Gold Bowl, all of them are dead but one. Like all these cats are dead but one. And so, you just have to look at how much football was responsible for these cats. As I said, my friend that died of Alzheimer's CTE, I know football's responsible for him. Didn't happen to his parents. Definitely so. He had CTE, and I don't know if they tested him for that, but it's obvious that's one of the traits. I mean, it hit him early, 49, 50. So it's something about the game that, it takes people out, And then I'm talking about just college. All these people I'm talking about just play college. Only one played a little bit of pro. He went into camp, got cut. He got drafted by Seattle, and he got cut. And I don't think he ever tried to play football again. Once he got cut by the Seahawks, I think that was the end for him. He just started working, raising his family. Everything's good here. How about the planet alignment is about to happen? Yeah, I guess we got a few weeks out of that. I've said before, hopefully I can go out to the mounds around that time and make a trip to the mounds in Wisconsin. They got the Bear Mounds in Wisconsin. The energy, this year overall has really been strong energy. And I would say positive for those that can tap into. At least it has been for me. It's like looking at everything as a whole and being able to, navigate, because that's what it is. It's like, it's the ship thing too. Here of the Hertz wand, they say here muscle tissues and heal. Taylor Hertz wands. I think you're just talking about the bigger ones, but like even bigger ones of these. Like this is for lower body, but yeah, you can definitely heal with sound. I mean, this one is definitely for lower body, and there's bigger ones that. So something simple as this can transfer current and power. Yeah. And I mean, there's all kind of ways you can use wands. It's like I still haven't finished this. I like put some bullshit on it and trying to put it together, put this arrow on it. But even this, as I was putting it together, I felt a jolt from it. And so I'm just trying to figure out what else to put here. Got the Gorilla Glue, and the Gorilla Glue it's too fat. So I don't know. I wanted to wrap it with all these cords, though. That's kind of what the artistic. And not only that, this for sure. I mean, this wand energy is a. Yeah, I mean, it takes some time, but it's like this in meditation is really so cool to have. Yeah, okay, this is the best example I can give you. Like this type of wand in meditation is almost like if I have to give a computer reference, it's almost like you have a server in your hand. And so wherever you want to tap into, this server allows you to. And like the way the energy comes up, it really like when you plug into it, it really is interesting because it literally comes in almost like a lightsaber, but like it's just a big ray of energy of like, but it's like a lightsaber. And again, you have to, you have to build the energy up through the crystal, and that's how the energy just really builds up. I mean, it's really like a volcano, the way you just have to, put all your concentration into every part of it, and it literally opens up like that. But like once you open up like that, it's not just something to be in awe with. It's actually like very usable to whatever you're trying to do. Yeah, whatever you're trying to do, it's very usable for that. Whatever you're trying to do, the wand can kind of take you there. It has energy to kind of take you there. So that's what I like about wand energy. So I don't know if that's relative, but no, I haven't really heard of that. But I fuck with wand energy, and it takes practice. This is not a like crystals in general. Like the guy I've told the story, the guy I buy crystals from, he talks about like he doesn't feel them, but he knows their value, and that's a way of hustling crystals as well. He knows their value. So, if you know their value, you know what the crystals can do for you. But, some people can connect to what the crystal actually is here for. And yeah, very beautiful soul gave me this crystal. And so, when I saw it, I was like, yeah, she lives near me. I need to get this. And yeah, and I'm supposed to get 2 more bookshelves, so hopefully. So yeah, my son coming in, we're gonna move a lot of this stuff around, and I have to see how I can broadcast around him. So he needs to have his privacy and all that. So, yeah, it looks like it's been a pretty calm day. I know there's part of the country that always has debauchery, but I haven't really seen any for myself. So I think the day has been pretty smooth. Saturday Night Live was kind of they were funny. The only part is funny is the beginning and when they Michael Shea part. The rest of it gets kind of corny. And the Understanding, Brother Bomber put out another video. I ain't gonna really play his stuff, but I'll show you some of it, So if you want to tap into this brother always puts something positive out. So, and I listen to the Gipper, Quantum of Science. He has some stimulating things that he says and that he gives freely, no doubt about that. If you look at the stuff about the stoves and stuff. That's good. Good. And, you know, I was looking at a house today, and it was like I was looking at they had a all season room, but their all season room had a fireplace. But what Quantum has shown is it's a far more efficient. You could take that fireplace out and put a far more efficient, cheaper one in that would probably warm the whole room for hours and hours and hours. And so that's good practical advice of something that could be useful. And of course, you know, if it comes down to it, you know, there's, you know, it's the old ways aren't always the bad ways. It's like, you know, even think about it like this. Like we're about to see a lot of, and so this proves you about how things become out of favor. One thing that's really becoming out of favor is wooden furniture. So the furniture of around the turn of the century, 1900 to about 1950, I mean, heavily wood. It wasn't until really the 60s that people really wasn't digging that wood. And then what happened in the 70s, they tried to make you think that wood was worth a lot. And so by the time the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, this wood is still out there, and it's steadily. And young people don't care about this kind of stuff anymore. All right? People don't care about having these big fancy hutches. Young people don't want that shit. So, you know, the antique business is definitely seeing a disinterest in it. So what I'm saying is this is going to disappear because people don't want it anymore. They see no value in it. It's taking up a lot of room. So when this disappears, this changes style and it changes history. Now, so I bring this up because people look at how when houses change and landscapes change, does this mean that it's something all behind this? Or did styles and taste change? Because things can disappear because style and taste change. And not necessarily some catastrophe. You ever hear of this one is a just a quartz, smoky quartz actually. And a couple rainbows in this motherfucker. Let's see if I can get it to rainbow. This is a rainbow in this bitch. And I ain't paid more than $40. The chick I bought it from is quite powerful. She's teaching yoga and she's teaching yoga and shit. She went over to Europe. I don't know if I can get the rainbow to show. Where is it? It's got a rainbow on one side of this motherfucker. I ain't seeing it right now. But yeah. And it shoots from this way up. It's not the opposite. It's not the small point up. It's really stronger this way. So if you get one, it doesn't, you got to see, which way the energy moves in it. I'm not saying every kind you see like this is going to be like that. I ain't saying that. So you have to see where the energy really, starts to finish. But yeah. And I saw a beautiful piece like this at this place, this azurite, but it was more on top than this one is. But I still love this. It's all inside of there. All that azurite on chlorisite. This green outside is chlorisite. I love the caves. So, and this is big, I encase my safety, so this negative shit can't really fly in here. And this is apophyllite. And I put the apophyllite, these all around me, and I case myself. So this negative stuff they try to send ain't coming this way. And, of course, the sugite is near me. Where's that sucker? And this is what you should have, something like this near your Wi-Fi. There's not very many things that can protect you like a pyramid can for Yeah. So that's what I recommend. Sugarite pyramid. And stays up here because what it shows, if you put it right next to you, I think Forerunner showed this. If you put that next right on top of your Wi-Fi, it will make it slower. You put Sugarite on top of your Wi-Fi, it will make your Wi-Fi slower. I don't know if Brother Bomber would hit me for playing some of his stuff. I don't know. Because I got to go pee, and I probably need to stand up. But I remember I was looking at this one station, and I'm writing the dude, and I'm thinking it was my brother, and it wasn't my brother. Like, damn. Looked like because the picture looked like my brother with his hand over his face, and I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, damn. It's not him. Where's my man at? I can always play his stuff. I have some reason getting stuffed up, but everybody around me is kind of sick. My wife, she's a little bit. So this change of weather is really, I think, affecting people. Because like right now it's cold, but all day it was fairly sunny. So, and that's a good way to, like last night when we was out, we bought the table. Shit, we came out, if we had to be outside, shit, I wore a fucking zip up hoodie. It was chilly, y'all. It was chilly. Come on, where is the shit at? It's got to be in here somewhere so I can go pee. I've been and showed y'all some debauchery and go pee. No, I want to show him. This is silly. I know he's in here and I'm overlooking it. I'm under pressure, y'all. Pressure. It's like, No, let's just do that. I'll do something else. No, it has to be right here. Yeah. I ain't finished this with him. When is this, though? Oh, really? All right. I'm going to let my man... No, not him. I don't know this. I didn't even watch this. Why did this come up? I didn't even watch this. Why is that there? Okay, let me see if I can find the other guy I'm trying to find. Or I'll show me. Yeah, I can always go back and show me. But I want to show my man instead of just me. Share the... This is ridiculous. I wish this was longer. Yeah, I wish that was longer. I could show that if that was longer. It's not long enough. It's a book called Don't Call My Dummy a Dummy. Don't Call My Dummy No Dummy. And he gives a little bit of history. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. This was not what I'm looking. Okay, this will put me back though. I would rather go there. Yeah, let's see what's the newest shit. Oh, okay. I think we got into that. All right. Let's see. All right, we'll grow with this. A little aged, but I don't care. This is Ancestral Productions. I'm going to let him rap while I get up, stand up, and go pee. So give me 5.
So if your agent, who is your source of interaction, he is your source to the networks of fame and fortune, if he happens to be the descendant of an Israeli, which means he's been there too, do you really think Tariq is going to tell you the truth about Zionism? Oh no, not going to happen. He's not going to bite the hand that feeds him. He has an Israeli master. Let's look at where Tariq started. But by the way, if you're not aware, this simple observation here is devastating. It's devastating to his credibility. It's devastating to his history. It's devastating. It indicts him. Every time he ducks the Jewish question, every time he diverts, every time he denies, we see right here, before your eyes, believe your eyes, a very obvious reason why he wouldn't dare do that. So we have to look at, Tariq has a management team too, right? And probably the agents do a different job, but he has a management team too. But through the agents book talent. So they find someone to fit certain genres and fit certain desires. And I'm saying that Tariq is a face that they can put on different products, and that's what they do. And we can see Tariq's early attempts to get into the industry, the gangster rapper, the Ghetto Dynasty album. In the name of Yo Hood, look at him, got his hair tied up and everything. He's looking real 80th and gangsterish there. He was Cosmo Flex. Now there's an evolution because that didn't market well, right? So he was in the music industry. He was trying to get in, but he comes back. He has a lot of success later. And this is after doing stuff with Michael Moore or whatnot. He's already been present in the industry. So with everything that he does, there's going to be a product attached. The Mac Letton, the musician, as Mink Slide. So, and it's interesting. Who is his partner there? Joey D. Should we do some research on him and who he is? He happens to be Russian. So how did Tariq end up with a Russian DJ? Could it be through M2MS or whatever? I think it's probably possible. The Egyptian Mutt album. Now we're moving into him as the black activist. He's changed faces. These are different personalities. These are different marketing schemes. These are different products that his talent is applied to. He has charisma. You can do a lot with charisma. You can sell many products with charisma. And this is after he did a little entryism with the reparations movement and went and started his own as a black activist through the Foundational Black Americans. And there'll be a product with everything because that's what he does through his agent. That's what he does as a capitalist, a man of many faces with many income streams. Let's see, the quote-unquote FBAs, the forgot being Africans, you should realize that you are part of a marketing scheme. This information isn't going to reach any farther than the people that watch it on my channel. I just want to mark and set and document in time that I was here at this date saying this, because it's going to come out. And there's a lot more to come out. I'm certain of that. But here we go. Here's the Black Power mini flag. See, so he's preying on people's emotions. He's starting a reparations conversation. At the same time, says he doesn't want to be called leader, but he's got a he's selling everything. He graciously paid for Dr. Welsing's funeral. I can't do anything but respect that. But I see that he's getting some money back for that now. And you know what? Maybe the profits for this go to their family or something like that. So let's hold off on that one. Let's hold off on that product. But we have the FBA bandana. Another sale. Another Foundational American Mini. Oh, now here's where it gets interesting. He went from that to being a holiday maker with his new holiday, Aruta Suthe, that he made up. And at the same time, he shit on Kwanzaa, saying it was shady because of the founder and whatnot. No, what I offer you Kwanzaa is, and I thought Kwanzaa was cringy too at first until I learned more about the fractal-like nature of African spirituality. Kwanzaa is a reiteration, syncretism of our ancient practices, ancient African practices. We see this repeated. Even if you go to Dr. Malachi York, who, granted, I'm not condoning anything with the accusations of sexual impropriety or anything like that, but if you look at the symbolism and the rituals of the events that took place, the processions, all of that, it was a reiterative syncretism of African traditions, mostly Egyptian-oriented. But we do this. We do this. Why does the Baptist church look different than other churches or whatnot? Because when that Holy Ghost gets caught, they're reenacting the same cultural patterns that we'd find in Black Africa. In West Africa, Central Africa, in our African brothers and sisters in the diaspora, in Cuba, we reiterate. That's a tangent. But this is just a blatant marketing scheme also, because look at what he says about his new holiday. And this is, keep in mind that all these here are in line. This is from the website, one product after another, but let's take a look at here. Look at, here's the plug. A Rutasuse, or a Rise Day, will be celebrated every year on December 24th. On this day, foundational Black Americans should gift another person a book that will lift the consciousness of that person. So that's what it is. It's you buy someone a book to raise their consciousness. What does he have for sale right after this? Surprise! A signed hardcover copy of FBA Race Baiter book. Come on, man. Really? Come on, y'all don't see it? I'm not responsible for the ignorance of our people. But I tell you what, that these others that are attached to them, these so-called others.
All right. I haven't listened to all this, so that was new. I let him chop. Thank you. The one I got dipped out. I don't know which one that is, unless you're talking about the gold head I wear. That one's over there in the bag.
This is from his bio.
Oh, that one's. Yeah, that one's. I didn't grab it. But yeah, I got that one over there in the bag. Wow, says smile to you, and that's good. That's positive. That's very positive. Oh, okay. I saw one of my own videos. I was like, okay, that's caught me on guard looking at my own stuff. And I miss Lobo's. Lobo did a thing about Dragon Ball Z, and that's somebody if you like sports and stuff. And music and all that. Lobo is very knowledgeable, and he definitely, because I've said before, it's good that people can run with this. What I've said, what I brought up, I think I've created a whole a whole concept on YouTube of pushing fixed sports, and the way they do it, the missile magnetic technologies that are used to manipulate the balls in several sports. I mean, it's obvious that they can manipulate footballs when they can make one dude hit the extra and he probably can do it too, but it's like one dude can hit the 5 times he kicks, he hits the crossbars, one of the crossbars, sidebars every time. That's not a terribly easy thing to do, but I mean, we know that they have the technology to do that. You can see the kicks is like, and you can see when the dudes kick them, they know they make them, but they see the way they can turn them away. So, that technology has been a part of basketball at least since the mid-'60s. And, we can point to certain shots where you see that they've used technology to make these shots. Again, the shot that Don Nelson did to beat Wilt. And then, they followed up by Jerry West, his game timing shot from over damn near the other end. The other top of the key at the other end is how far he shot it back. So we know, that the technology was less. And the technology turned into, when we finally see Steph. But when we saw it even before then. Like really, so many games show it. When Shaq, was it Shaq's team? Shaq's team beat LeBron, wasn't it? Yeah. And you saw that Shaq team be successful with threes. Wasn't Shaq beating them, or was Shaq gone by then? But it was that Orlando Magic team. And you saw it. But the biggest one of all time that everybody can turn back to and say, when we saw it manipulated the most was Villanova and Georgetown. That's where we see it. And what Scott Jansen scored 21 points. They shot 72%. I mean, that's where we saw, we saw the program in full effect in the college setting. And then a few years later, we see Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan hits his 7, he's even surprised that they turned the basket on for him, because he was never known for a shooter. I mean, that's why you see them early games and early pictures, he going to the hoop. Elo shot, when he hit over Elo, that's when, you saw the mid-range. And you noticed, when he copied, what's his name? Kyle out of Kentucky. He copies his jumper, with the 1 foot forward kick. what's his name out of Kentucky? He played with Mike Kyle something, but that's Mike copied that jumper. And, you know, Steph's whole career, we see Steph was helped in college. I mean, there's no one could debate that Steph, you know, shots was manipulated in college and even possibly high school. As I've said, you know, you see these high school games on TV, you have to look at the possibility they're manipulated. And you know, but that's why I say NILs don't hurt because, again, college was already manipulated. College was already corrupt. College was already fixed before NILs. And see, that's what a lot of you that don't understand and aren't sports historians, the games were already manipulated and the college players weren't really getting their fair share. So to say, you know, now that the college players are getting their fair share, it's more manipulated, that's ridiculous. It's just as manipulated as it's always been. But the people that really should be making the most money is the players and not the institutions. So, and that's what people fail to realize. And people that take the position that, you know, this NIL money is not good. Well, you're not looking at the NCAA getting all the money is good. And what did I break down before? I mean, I know I'm low right now, but it's like $30 to $60 million each person 1 year. If you broke it down and took some of that profit away from the NCAA, it came to something like 30 million, but I think it was 60 million for the 300 players that participated. And I'm saying just participated. There was enough money for each player to make, like, I think it was 60 million. Between 30 and 60, please forgive me. It's one of those two. But we didn't even go on the low end. It was at least enough to pay each player that played even one round $30 million. It was that kind of money available. So now that the players get paid, that's only fair. And, you know, if anybody thinks that you can't get hurt or, you know, it's not a risk in college, I mean, it's, you know, I just talked all about that. So it's kind of a weak story nowadays to say that. I mean, it shows that you just really don't have a true understanding about the sacrifices that people make to play sports. Because you got to run, you got to jump, you got to catch, because those things are real. So it's a fake thing that you know, parts of it you got to make real. So you got to be able, if you get knocked down, you got to be able to get back up. And, you know, fortunately, a lot of people get knocked down and, you know, they never get back up. And that's the nature of it. Oh, I got to brag. What was it today? Got my blood pressure taken. What did he say? And this is, you know, I didn't drink coffee this morning either because he had to come early. And he was a nurse practitioner. It was really cool. So it's good he came through. But what was my shit today? No, why is it showing this? Oh, here we go. 116/89. Yeah. My oxygen was good. My pulse is always kind of steady. He said, your pulse is kind of fast, man. It's always fast. But my blood pressure was 116, so I've never had to take that. Now, my mother and my brother, you know, they got to take that shit. I've never had to take it, so it's 116/89. This is just moderate walking and shit, you know? Yeah, so no local debauchery. Some small businesses need help. These people that put all their money into plowing up here, they ain't made no money this year. People that plow, they have not made money this year. So that is interesting because that's a hustle. That's a job. You know, and up here, it's usually a year-round job. I mean, you know, it's 3-4 months job. Yeah, not this year. So, but we're going to get it in air conditioning, I'm sure. Where's my man? I think he put, I want to see some. Oh, he did. I got to watch this because he got a pair. He got a pair of ants. I don't know. I've been looking at them ants, and them ants ain't very well. I don't know. I think if I was get Adidas, I've been looking at trying to find Hardings more than the ant shoes. Because I see how they make Adidas, and they're all the same pretty much. But the Hardings is made a little different. You see, when Ant have his shoes, and he give his shoes to people, he take his inserts out. Because them inserts is, like mine are $600-700 for my inserts. But I'll say this year I'm going to get my inserts made to the shoes I play pickleball in. I'm going to take about 4 pairs of shoes in and make sure it fits in all 4. And that'll make my dogs. That will make my dogs be the most comfortable. Yeah, you guys, if you sneakerheads read my soul, it's great about sneakers. I don't want to play his stuff. But he has some ants. He's wearing some ants. I wonder what he thinks about them. But I am not going to show his stuff without his permission. I know Ancestor Production doesn't mind. He doesn't mind. Because, I'm not trying to make any money off this. And, he makes good stuff. I don't show the Gipper stuff because, you want to go see Quantum, you listen to him yourself. I don't think he needs any help. He has plenty of subscribers, plenty of ways to see him and put his name out there. So that's your thing, and then, right on for him. I think he puts out a lot of good stuff. And if you listen to him, you might relate to what he says. I mean, he does get in there, I said before, you get in there so deep about what this thing is. And the thing can be a lot of different things at the same time. It can be a lot of different things. When we talk about a reality generator, something that just be like, okay. So like this, like what is obvious, like when they talk about aliens and they talk about, the Wolfman and shit chasing you. I mean, it's the thing that can a reality generator that can put something like that around you. Could it tear you apart if it caught you? Now we know in the Matrix, if you die in the Matrix, but I don't know, but it definitely can give you some terrors. They make you think that you get an anal probe, you're just like, well, what happened next? They turned me around, they anal probe me. Then what else? That's all. They let me go after they anal probe me. I mean, but it does seem like this reality can generate that. And as I said many nights, it's like you're experiencing that. If I'm looking at you, I'm like, this nigga didn't, none of that shit happened. I was looking at him but again, it can be aimed at you. It can be aimed at you. So it appears like this reality has that. And I don't know how that gets shot at you or aimed at you or how they pick for that. I think some people are more susceptible to that kind of thing than others. It's the same thing like, the motherfuckers that say they had the night terrors and shit. Paralysis, the sleep paralysis. I think some people are susceptible to that shit more than others. It's by the way you rest, And, I've said before, I don't sell this shit, but, these little crystals around your room or kyanite little pieces around your room. You can box yourself, you can square yourself, whatever. I usually just box myself. Like I'm boxed in with these apopolites. And that'll give that away. And then, the other part of it is like realizing what's attacking you. Like when you're a dream, it's little shit. It's just like everything is little. I can even say, the dream is like some of the smallest particles that we can imagine. I would dare say a dream is like that. The dream is like that. It's like some of the smallest particles you could really think of. That's the dream. And so if you're having some night terrors and shit, you got to remember the stream of your brain that creates this is very small. So everything happening is very small. As I've taught before, like we dream into a screen, and this is where they had to get TV from, because it's a screen only. It's so big. It's probably what is this? What I got, about 3 feet, 3 feet, and it's shaped like a oblong, and it's you dreaming that shit. I've talked about that many times. And so that, it's like when you're looking at it, I guess it's TV size, if you look at the screen like that, but in your, in your mind, it's just something that's really not, it's very small. And I imagine that's why we project it, because it is so small. I imagine that's why. Like we project it so the people can, because I think if it's, that's it. Yeah, because if it stayed in its state, it's not very big. So it projects itself. That makes more sense. Yeah. It projects itself to make the viewer more connected to it, because in its just self, it's so small that it'd be hard to connect to. Cause like even like daydreaming and stuff, like you daydream enough, you create something new in your mind. Let me say that again. Just by daydreaming, you change your mind by just your daydreams. Your ideas, your hopes, your goals, that all changes. It's very much compartmentalized. It's like, the thing, I always gotta, you gotta always tell yourself, like they call something a heart attack. It's like, why would your consciousness kill you? Now, there are things that, that really, that matter and don't matter. I'll say this, it's like, from a subjective kind of way, sometimes it's like what was his name? Cypher says, I know that I'm eating this, but it ain't real. And that part is partly true. But the other part of it, in a moving, living thing, it's like there are things you can avoid that gives you an energy that's less of the poison. That's the only way I can really say it. So it's like, that's true. What Cypher says is true, but it's also true that if I can avoid some of these things, my story is clear. If that makes sense to anybody, my story can be cleaner. And that's what it's all about. It's like, your living, moving story. Because like, it's funny, I practice so much, I practice like, successful when you're moving through this earth, especially, everything is spiritual. And I mean this by like so often for most people, spirituality comes at a time where you think you might die or be sick and stuff. And not understanding that something simple as walking is a spiritual thing. It's like I say, like I usually don't follow anyone. It's like I was walking with my wife, and and I know what she did, but she went so far out of the way. But it's like, okay, I've learned. Sometimes I got to follow her path, because that's everything is every path, every step, all of it matters. And that's the part of magic people don't understand. It's like routine things that we do, people don't think really matter, and all of it matters. And again, the littlest things matters when you're about to die. If a truck's about to smash into you, you're like, well, damn, I never saw the Hulu girl on the dash. And Dr. Strange, his ancient one is like, here I am, I've lived 1,000 lives. And here I am about to get my last 10 seconds, but yet I'm trying to hold on to them. So it's telling you that all the moments is important. Like everything you do, every moment is just, and this is true. It's like, and I guess this is a spell, but I think it's one of the most positive spells that's out there. And it is, the years, the days are long, but the years are short. And I think that's the most positive spell I can give you, because that's for real. Like it's days where I'm still back in 1980, still working. I'm still back there. It's how long that shit took to do what it did. If you understand. Because the days and the moments are the struggle. But we can literally rewire our whole bodies. You just have to really work at it. And that's, the inside of your body too. I drink this beer and I have to tell myself, I'm like, please forgive me. Try to do the counter things. Because that's how you have to look at your body. You have to ask it that. If you eat too much sugar, you have to understand, like, hey, all of this is you. And it's such a beautiful relationship. Like it is an individual world. And that's how the Kundalini's riding. Yeah, okay, I know all of it would like this. Kundalini's moving, but it's love. And that's part of loving yourself, is loving all of it. Because all of it is you. All of it is your consciousness. I mean, we really think that, the consciousness is coming from our minds. The talking, the head, the thought we hear, and it's all started here in your heart. Now, at least the oldest part of our consciousness all comes from the heart, not your mind. I mean, this is the first consciousness is down here. Because this can be gone up here and this will still work. So this is the real consciousness, is your heart. That's why it would never attack you. But they want you to be afraid of it. And that's why, you all know what it's like when your heart beats hard and you do something where it's beating hard and it's a great feeling. Likes you to work it out every now and then. Open the pores. And that's why, the love comes from there. Love is not the mental thing. Unless it's the, optical love. You see something. But the real love is in your chest. That's where the tie comes between the two. And it's like what I play when I start, it's like the inner, my theme song. They say you always got to have a theme song. And the vibrations, to take people through all the different type of vibrations and sounds is, I mean, that is to me so positive. But you look at it it's like I've said before, if I was the King Good, this is what I would send out to the world every day just to show them, to believe. This is what I say. I do this to make you see if my people believe. I would throw that out there like every day for about 20 seconds. I would just hit all my people with. You hear that, just every day, hit them with that pulse. Just hit your people with that pulse. I mean, we're about to have what we're about to have an eclipse, right? And do you understand, like if you go into, is that book here? Probably not. And it's a lot, some of the book is some BS, but some of it's cool. But one thing that, the book clearly points out is like what eclipse did for us is people. And you go to certain areas, and in certain areas there's caves, and in certain caves, the caves get hit with this light, and in the caves is like almost pictographs. And so, when we have the eclipse, it moves these pictographs, almost like the way the snake comes down, the pyramid in Mexico. It's almost like that. But you can see through these events that, this is how fractals is kind of moved. So it's like whatever level these people are on, one way that fractals and information got sent to them is through these events. And so whatever way they were able to touch these events to make these, this is how can I say this? This is what furthered the people. You know, these simple kind of things, these simple kind of fractals. And so when the people would go there every year, even though these are the same fractals, every year the fractals would come with new information. So that's why they would gather there. So they would get new messages of civilization, I guess, it appears. If you can understand that. At least that's what, has been downloaded to me. And, I got to grab a book sometime to kind of show you where they show this. But you can, through finding this out, and that's being in America, I'm able to tap into this. And that's another part, another part of like doing research. It's like can you tap into the research that you following? And one thing I'll say about Bobby Hemmett, he was probably, because a lot of these occult books is like it's so much intense reading that it's not easy to decipher. It's almost written in code somewhat, so it's not totally easy to decipher, and especially being able to try to tell others about it. And I think Bobby was very good at that, because there's just some concepts that are so hard to understand. And what is the movie? Gosh, I did a breakdown of it. A couple other people did after I did a breakdown of it. Was it The Black Book? But it's where this chick was trying to bring her son back, and she got into a high occultist, and where he set a boundary, said, "Look, the way you can't break this boundary, because if you break this boundary, you opening us up to something, or opening to yourself up to something." And what he did is he set up 3 or 4 rooms with different energy levels. And you had to physically go sit in each room to try to push these energies, because what they was trying to do is bring in a Gabriel, But it just showed the amount of practice. And it's like at one point, the dude tries to take advantage of the young lady sexually, but he gets stabbed in the back by one of the angels. He's like, "Okay, you're working with us, but you fucking up." But it shows the intensity that it takes to communicate with something like that. And the way, like I was saying, like the way you have to attack things. See, I'm trying to tie all this in. Like I talked the other night about, most people can't understand quantum, but they can understand microbes, right? And so, like if you truly understand the way the magic is performed, and how you have to put it together, you can truly start putting it together. And that's where crystals really come in. Like you can take the crystal from the quantum form of the crystal, and whatever you're applying it to, protection or whatever, energy moving. And so I apply it to this. Is like they make these sigils and these signals, and they put this in these different rooms, and each room moves the energy in a certain direction. Like in one, like this chick doubts that they're doing anything that's meaningful, and all of a sudden it starts raining gold, and gold leaf. And it's just to show her that she's on the right path of moving energy. And again, it's a lot to ask, to try to bring somebody back from the dead. Now, it's nothing wrong to, maybe every once in a while to open up a channel to that. It's like my cousin is she in Vegas, and she sees a picture of Kobe, and she's like, "This is my son. I'm thinking about you," And she's talking about her dead son. And it's, I can't say anybody's healing, but it's like so unhealthy. That here she is, she can't even go on vacation, yet she has to remind herself and the world that, about her dead son. She's having fun, And in her mind, she's thinking she's betraying this dead person because she's having fun and living her life. Because in her mind, she has to give credence to him. And that's sad, you know, and it's necromancy, you know. It's keeping that around you because there's a place for death. And there's a place to appreciate death. But damn if it's every minute, every day. It doesn't need that. And to be free of you, it really needs less of that. I mean, the tie is broken when it's broken, you know. And you can't force that energy to be around you. As I've said before, you know, I don't... This spiritual thing is not all that great. Because you've got to experience the other side. I mean, yes, you get to experience the success, but goddamn if you don't have to experience the distress and the worst scenarios. I mean, that seems to be part of it. And you really have to face that. And it's the same thing. The days are long, but the years are short. It's the same thing, especially when you're experiencing it. And it tears you apart. It tears a part of you apart. So I don't speak on this and not understand that it's a pain that never goes away. I understand that. But it has its place. So I don't speak I don't speak about it without feeling that hurt and pain. And yet, you know, it was asked of me to push him over, you know. It was asked of me. Because some of my family, you know, I don't know. I was like, okay, who's it up to see them through? When the message came to me, it's like, you got to see him through. He's, you know. So I accept that. But I still see the hold that his mother has. But it's still, you know, I was able to put him where he's supposed to be. But like, she still brings that energy around her that it's not healthy. So. But I guess, you know, I just have to send out love. My Duke lost to UNC. Yes, they did. CWE. What's happening, man? He caught me. What's happening? Thank you. I know you definitely got to have
vision.
But there's a universal beat, you know, that you should just hear and feel. Just as you're moving, there's just a beautiful universal beat that plays out there. That's why I like playing. Oh, Luther Change. Glow of Love. Luther Glow of Love might be one of my top ones. He said he told you. Yeah, I tell you, they might let Carolina fuck around and win it all. Because remember, they got embarrassed a few years ago. I wouldn't be surprised if they fuck around and let Carolina win it all. I would not be surprised. I'm starting to get snuffy. I don't know. Something funny, and I don't know why. How did y'all see the fight between Joshua? He punched that motherfucker the first time, knocked him down. My brother-in-law's calling me to come over, and he hits that motherfucker, and he's like, oh, well, it's going on right now. What movie is that? You got to remind me, what did I say about movie? Remind me. You know, I'm going 100 miles an hour. Remind me of what movie? Give me the reference. But yeah, Change, Glow of Love with Luther. That's the all-time favorite. I guess this is it. News. Several New York City employees arrested in COVID benefit fraud bust. I guess anybody can make up some shit. Maybe this is where I can show. No Joshua? I saw a little bit of it. I wasn't going to pay to see that shit. It was fights tonight. It was a UFC fighting tonight. But me and my wife didn't go check it out. I was coming, Red Talk. They keep pushing the Tar Heels. Yeah, I think so too. The Tar Heels took that loss a couple years ago. I wouldn't be surprised they let them go through this year. That's why, you know, I've said before, you know, watch the college games and see the flow of the way the games. And it's the second time they beat them, right? So we'll see. We'll see. These tournaments start coming up. They be the push. March Madness. Here we are. That's why I think Iowa must be done. I saw, the television tonight didn't show a lot of the playoff games in high school, so I got to look that up. Let's look that up. Let me see. Let me see what comes up. Oh, here we go. All right. Here are the brackets for the high school girls. This is girls. This is the girls. Williams Arena. Where's the guys? Oh, right here. Let me see if I can find the guys. Oh, here we go. This should give it to me. Oh, okay. Okay. Where are we at? This ain't giving it to me either. They're in some bullshit, y'all. They gave me the girls. Let me see. Where are the boys? Brackets. Girls. Oh, okay. This will give it to me, I think. Boys. Oh, here we go. So we got, what in the hell is this? Oh, they want me to log in. I don't need to log in. I just want to see the scores. Why is all this bullshit? Don't care. Is this going to give it? Oh, Yahoo. Maybe Yahoo will give it to me. Boys basketball roundup. Central Christian Boys, Team 1. Let me see. It's Section 3A North. Beaver Creek beat. No, I want to see the bigger schools. 4-seeded Minnesota. Stun. Turn around. Yeah, what am I looking at here? I don't know. This is not what I'm looking for. Yeah, I wonder if this is hockey. I got all this shit opened up. Start closing some of this shit. I'm not getting the boys' schedule. Sorry about that. I am not getting the boys' schedule. Got the girls' schedule right here. Maybe I bring more news up. Girls. I can't find the boys' matchup. High school basketball brackets. Now is this going to give me, this is girls again. See? Is this going to turn into guys? This ain't telling me shit. No. Trying to find high school boys. 3, 4. This gives me the rankings. Boys basketball sectionals. We got to be out of the sectionals. We got to be out of them. East Ridge, Tino Grace. Okay. 4A sectional playoffs, March 8th. They play at Dinah. Okay. So, yeah, it's still not giving it to me. Minnetonka. Totino Grace, Park Center. They're giving me the top teams, but they're not giving me the scores. So I'm sorry, guys. They're not giving me the scores. Because these games, I mean, this is ranking on the 4th. So the game's got to be played by now. I'm just not being able to find them. Yeah. Oh, okay. Is this going to give it to me? Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, so they started this past week, so we got to be into... Yeah, it's nothing giving it to me. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Maybe this is it. Yeah, it's turning me... maybe. No, it's only giving me... Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. So we got a couple weeks before they go in. Well, this got to be the girls. Because this ain't the Target Center. The boys playing the Target Center. No, it says Class A. Oh, this is the small conference. Not the bigger conference. Well. Sorry about that, y'all. You know, I get tapped in. You know, that's one of the things that, you know, I get charged up going into gyms. No matter what gym it is. I get extra charged up. Maybe this is it. Okay, they got me. They say here. Okay, it's not starting until the 20th. So, yeah. Next week. Week after. Yeah, it looks like it's not going to start for a while. Okay. So I haven't missed nothing. Starts 11:20. Okay, so I got some time before I can see them. Where does it say watch list ideas? Where's watches? Oh. Female pioneer says retirement after win. The way she looked all bust up. Let's see, they show a picture of her mug. Did y'all watch this chick tonight? She's won, but look at her. She's busted up. Who is this? Joanne Wood. Damn, Joanne got she got a big knot on her head. She looked better there than she do there. She got a knot on her head right there, and her nose is bleeding. So that was a tough win for you, honey. I don't want nobody put a knot on my goddamn head. I am too old for that. Be like, well, did you really have to shoot him? Yes. Not getting a knot on my head. Oh, let me see if I can find this shit for y'all. Or is it just gonna go into the shoes? It just took me into the shoes. Yeah. How much are these? Oh, okay. What are these? Oh, the same ones, just $219 for these? I would think not. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. I have my own style. What are these? Yeah, let's see if I can get out of this. No, don't really like that. That's the shit I don't like. Keeps taking me to it. I gotta click out of everything. Okay. Just trying to get something stimulating to show everybody. Because, it's not hard for me to look at something and just, go on a tangent of it. And how do we apply it to ourselves? Because right now I think the clocks are the time forward is already, so it's 4 a.m. So the time forward, where they show you they can speed up time, right? You understand that? They can speed up time if they want to. They can mentally tell you and speed up time by just telling you we're speeding up time, right? Jeffrey Lane, what are you doing up? Thank you for joining me, though, baby. I appreciate it. So it's 4 o'clock right now.
Got to have vision.
Yeah, and Jeffrey's always sending me good stuff to use. So, they sped up time on us. So, let me see if I can show a little bit of this shit. Did y'all see this shit here? Here's a picture of it. He did good against Tyson. He hit him 2 times. This dude couldn't take it. It's probably fixed too. They in Dubai, he both got paid, but Joshua. And remember, Joshua got beat by a fat, out of shape Ruiz. So that's why I'll never consider Anthony Joshua great, because he got beat by an out of shape fat Ruiz. But it reminded me of Joe Frazier and Foreman. Just it seemed there's a fakeness to it. Ooh. Let me see if this is true. Let me look something up. I heard some people talk about this. Now maybe I can show a little bit of this and not get in trouble, but let's see if I can find this. If this is real. I heard him say this, but I want to show it. Let's see if this is real. Let's see. Oh my goodness. So it must have been let's see if we can get a picture of this. This is wild. I don't know if I can get a picture of this or not. I hear what they're saying, but I want to see if they show a picture of this. Sinus just cleared up a little bit. See if they show a picture of this for y'all. Oh, maybe they do. Maybe that's when he did it. So it's against, is this Ohio State? Penn State, yeah, Ohio State. Let's see what I could show of this. I mean, there's no evidence here, and don't hit me, but Dan Lebatard, don't hit me. But they show, so what they're showing is Joe Paterno apparently shit his pants, and he had to run into the locker room and change, and he shit his pants in the second quarter. So y'all can look this guy Dan Levitard, but they go showing Joe Paterno got run to the locker room. I don't know if I would be that, like, what happened? You know, you got loose bowels or something. That you got to shit your pants during the game. And I think he tells about it here. Let me see if I throw the quote. Let's see. Oh, it's in German. No, it's against Ohio State, so I know this can't be right. He shits his pants against Ohio State. So this ain't right. That's a little much. That is a little much. That is crazy coaching. That is crazy being that into the game. It's like Joe Paterno had Shalowski or whatever his name was. And, you know, I told the joke, you know, like one of the dudes who caught Jerry Shawowski or whatever Jerry's name was, you know, he walked behind him. I mean, this is a story he told. The dude said he was in the locker room and he walked like by a shower stall, and in the stall, Jerry Shalatsky or Shawowski or whatever Jerry, we'll just go with Jerry. Jerry was attacking this young boy from the back very viciously, you know, as a sodomite kind of way. And the young man, instead of helping the boy, you know, beating Jerry off him, the young man goes and calls his dad. Now imagine if this was a brother, you know, brother's, you know, he's in the locker room cleaning up and he looks and sees a little boy getting his back blowed out. He would go beat Shawowski's ass. He'd be like walking by like, Jerry, what the fuck is you doing? Next thing you know, the mop is going upside Jerry's head. But he wouldn't be like, I need to call my dad. Hey, Dad, Jerry's tearing this boy's back up. You see? The brother would have whooped Jerry's ass. Be like, God damn, Jerry, what is you doing? Next thing you know, he's like, Jerry's getting hit with a broom or the mop or whatever. See, that's how we would handle it. Not call our dad. And you know, when people work around you, you already know what they're about. You hearing what they're about, so. That's the way I feel about you. That's the way I feel about you. I remember where it all began. I used to play dirty raps to my inside fans. Do you want to rap or sell coke? Niggas like me are never broke. Little Too Short medley for y'all asses. You know, the more and more I love the Napoleon movie because I love the color of the movie, but yeah, it's like how can I say Napoleon? What can I? It's like if you study Caesar and all you study is when he get murdered. That's how the movie is. All they give you is one aspect of his relationship with his wife and not his genius. And it's like that's purposely put out there so you don't really understand his genius of how much positive that he did in the, 14, 15 years he had to rule. They don't give that to you. And that's where the movie becomes disappointing. Because you had a guy that you really could have got into some great depth with as a character. Operator, I want you to help me make this call. What is your thoughts on Gladiator 2 coming out? Time Lord, are you going to watch the Eclipse in April? You know, I think I've said this before. I'm going to try to get my son, because my son is kind of like my bodyguard. And I'm going to try to go to the park in St. Paul because it's kind of a rough, no, I should go up there. But yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do. Are you going to make me watch the short fucker? What short fucker? Make me watch the short fucker. What short fucker? I don't know if I'm going to watch Gladiator 2. I mean, you know, I ain't got no thought on it yet. If he plays Hannibal, that's what I heard he's going to play Hannibal, but we'll see if that's really Hannibal. So I don't know. Are you going to make? Oh, you talking about Napoleon. Yeah, it's like on YouTube you can really see his real accomplishments. It's not just that and his failures. I mean, this motherfucker like was in 61 battles and only lost 4 or 5 out of 61. I mean, that tells you right there. And even in the movie, he defeats the Russian army and he should have killed them all. He defeats them and it doesn't kill them all. And these same people that he let go, if he'd killed them all, he wouldn't have had to worry about them. He captured and defeated the Australian army and the Russians. And then later he attacks Russia, and they just keep retreating. They do what Zod did. Man, I was reading some shit about William the Conqueror. He was the motherfucker that came from his daddy was the king, and his cousin tried to take over. He was from Normandy. Yeah, that's why they used Normandy on D-Day, because that's where William the Conqueror came from. I don't know if y'all know that. That's why they picked Normandy for D-Day, because of William the Conqueror. But anyway, William the Conqueror took part of England where he killed like 15,000 people. It was like he depopulated northern England because there was rebellion up, and he sent his people up there to kill everybody. Everybody, women, children. He just went to the north, and it's, it fucked up the population in that part of the country for a minute. And he came out of Germany, and the Windsors, the people over there now, the king is a German. That's why, why are these people love those people so much? They ain't even them. I'm going to say English people are really ugly people. London, oh my goodness. I watched this little short of English women. It is some of the ugliest people I've ever seen in my life. Their profiles is trash. I don't know how Jimi Hendrix did it, how he went over there and found a lady. There ain't no foxy ladies what I be looking at. The little shorts of them going to clubs. Yeah, it's no foxy ladies I'm seeing. This nigga talking about foxy ladies. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Every now and then it's a cute one, but yeah, I couldn't have been young in England. Been like, man, it's like, America captured Mexico in 1848. And they was like, man, you can have this. Y'all, we don't even like your hoes, Mexico. You can have all this back. They didn't even want their hoes. It's like, yeah, Mexico, we don't want you. They invaded their country and won, conquered Mexico City, the capital, and gave it all back. Make that make sense. Gave it all back. It's like, well, just quit fucking with us. We'll take California, and then we'll call it good. But no, we don't want where we went way down there, which that's what the war conquered from Mexico City. And they instead of taking Mexico City up to California, they just said, well, you can have California, New Mexico, Arizona. That shot of the black man went to France in the 40s. What's that? World War II? That's what you're talking about? World War II? Brothers went to World War II. That's why they went to France. They went to France in World War II. Man, it's really 4 o'clock in the morning right now, y'all. It's really 4 o'clock in the morning right now, y'all. Y'all done sped through time with me. Because I came on here at 12 o'clock. And right now I've been on I came on here like maybe 5 after 12. And it says 2 hours and 48 minutes. So technically it should be 3, but it says 4. 4 o'clock. That's all right. I would rather kick it with y'all. So I don't know. It's 5 where you are. Oh, damn. It's 5 a.m. there. It's 4 o'clock here, baby. You guys are on the East Coast. Jeffrey says it's 5. It's 4 here, so I'm on Central Time. Yeah, what y'all doing up? No, I know why PJ's up. Jeffrey Lane, why you up? And thank you for the ones that stay up. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And, the ones that are just awake and able to go through this journey for me, I dig it. Who is this Hannibal guy in Gladiator 2? Exactly. Is he Hannibal the general? I don't know. And I think that's what a lot of people are kind of, wondering about. Let me see if this is the kind of car I saw today. No, it wasn't. I saw a car today. I didn't know what kind of car it was. Huh, it wasn't this. I thought it was a Range Rover Sport, but it wasn't. No, it wasn't these. Definitely wasn't these. Oh, Alexander O'Neill, if you were here tonight. Oh, I love so much music. Yeah, I just don't know. I just love culture. Who was Hannibal the general? Who is that? Oh, Hannibal the general. He was the general of Carthage. And like I told the story before, Hannibal, like he's famous for taking elephants, through the Alps and, fight the Romans. He only had one elephant that made the trip through the Alps. All the other elephants died. One elephant made it. But really, like he destroyed the Roman army. He destroyed 350,000 Romans. It was the biggest defeat in Rome's history. And his general said, let's go sack Rome. And instead of sacking Rome, he let the cat that became emperor was Africanus. They called him Africanus. He came from Africa. And he is the one that didn't really defeat. Well, yeah, he defeated him off of Roman ground. So that's who Hannibal the general was. He was from Carthage. Punic Wars. Look up the Punic Wars. So Hannibal and his daddy both fought them. So that's who Hannibal the general was, Carthage. But yeah, he wiped out 300. He wiped out basically the Roman army. And what came to report with Africanus was a mercenary army. Was some of their legions that was in another part of the world. That's what ended up, that's what. But Hannibal could have sacked him. He could have taken that army that already wiped him out and just went into Rome. He was within marching distance of Rome and didn't do it. And we see the Huns later do it. So that's who he is. Took the elephants through the Alps, but only one lived. Yeah. Well, that's enough of the news. I guess I'll use my final times just giving some philosophy. Let me turn the lights off. Get a little dark in here. There we go. Let's get a little more mode. You saw a raven? I don't think it was a raven. I see those all the time because around here you see the trucks and the SUVs. It wasn't a raven. It was something else. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's you want to research. That's who he is. If you've never heard of him, just research that. Punic Wars, Hannibal of Carthage, and there's some live action stuff you can check out. It's really hard to be positive all the time. I mean, it is, and it's hard to be about love. It's even hard to lucid live. It is hard to even just be the watcher of life. Without certain things, taking you away from that, where you just try to be the watcher and stay here and, interact with it the way it needs to be interacted. But, the lucid living part, and that's easier to talk about it than it is to be done and to be said. Because there's so many things that can distract you. It's like even when you just spiritually meditating, it's just like it's always distractions. Noises around the house. It's always things that try to take it away from you. If you reach a certain peak, there's things that just try to take that peak away from you. So it's saying that it still doesn't mean that, whatever experience you can experience in that short period is worth it. But it also tells you that, even when you meditate, even when you get quiet, you still have to have certain disciplines. And because what happens is you open your third eye more and more, a lot of distractions come out more and more sometimes. If you're easy to be open to that. So remember, you're opening this, and you could be opening up a lot more things around you. But remember that you are supreme, because if you're blowing this open, it might take for you to blow this open to get rid of all that around you. So when you first open this, that might be there. You haven't fully blown it open. And then once you blow it open, then, the things that open up are things that you are creating. Because like so often as not, is when we close our eyes, we start seeing our own aura and our own colors as they're coming off of us, our own vibration almost. We can see that. And, like one thing of Oppenheimer, to look at, one thing you want to look at about Oppenheimer as like he shows waves and particles. And that's important to understand, that, waves and particles do go into, quantum ideas. But I say it's important to understand just the basic part of it, that when we go into the ethers, these kind of things present themselves. Different waves and particles. But they present themselves in a way we can understand it, because it is our world that it comes into. And both, can be used in a certain kind of way. Waves are really tied into string theory. And it's moving, and I don't know if you can, it's safe to say that it's moving like it's slingshotting the particles. It's not necessarily that. But it can, I guess maybe even say, corral the energy of the particles and move the particles in a certain kind of way. I guess that's the easiest way to put you. That's what they're trying to tell you, is that the particles are moving in this wave form by the wave. But I only mention this kind of thing is because all this can be presented to you when you get into the ethers. And I said, the very lowest level is understanding the gifts that you're giving. And it seems like one of the first gifts is being able to sit with the golden ratio. And that pretty much does almost present itself like kind of a wave. Because it actually does look like a mushroom that's just moving. But it teaches you a couple things. That's my thing with the karma kind of thing. Chakras, karma, you can live above that. It's like, where that, when the wheel is moving under your feet. Guess I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but see, these are some of the first kind of things that try to get you understand, where you're going and what you can experience. And just, from a elementary level. Some of these so-called aliens like Kang and Marvel, and how you stop someone who controls time. Well, I don't know. I guess I could stay, I'll stay in the Time Walker kind of form an idea to answer it. Like, okay, perfect example is what we just went through. We went through a whole hour of pushing time forward with nothing used. Like, you can't say they used something mechanical. Mechanical is going to apply it. But what have they used? There's no machine that they used to say the time literally went forward an hour. It is all something mentally they communicated to everybody. Just by a wave of their hand. So do you see how easy they did it? Without any magic or anything, they made you think everything goes an hour ahead. It's the same thing with the year. When they change years, it's the very same thing. They're telling you that the year's new. When really what we're coming into, matter of fact, this month is one of the, I think the short count, the year changes, and the long count changes in May. But we have another change of the year in the Mayan calendar. where the year's about to change now, next couple weeks. So, to say how they manipulate time, and like Wes Panari's work, where Wes Panari, you get into how desperate this thing is and how they try to block black energies by slowing down time during the 80s, during the crack era between the 80s and the 90s. And by slowing down time, the drug that they preferred everybody to deal with the rush in time was cocaine. But then again, when it was time to turn back the time, to slow the time back on, which seems like normal time, they bring the heroin back. And that's one thing that we can gauge. It's like, what is this now? You want everybody to be on heroin. Why is that? And how does that reflect time? Because now you want less crack people running around. The crystal meth thing, of course. But even that is not quite crack, so. And so, to manipulate time to block positive feeding from the solar system is what Wes Panari tries to break down, is why they slowed down times in the 80s and 90s. That this energy coming from the central sun is, here to enlighten as well. And it's all the same central source. It's nothing beyond what we're on. I mean, if it's space, then it's all the space too. And you can get that deep with it. If you're saying that there's space, and then it's one thing that's space as well. Because if really you say the first thought is Mu, then Mu is space. So it's just how you want to attack it. That's all. Let's see. If nobody don't show you a number, then nobody would know what year or day it was exactly. So you're the introduction of fentanyl, slowing time instead of making it faster. Fentanyl is definitely a slowing down. That's a good point to add. Thank you for adding that. Yeah, fentanyl is part of that. It is definitely part of that. Even though they cut it with the cane, but still it's like the fentanyl with cane would almost be like a speedball, because you're adding, like a cane substance to it. So it's almost like a speedball. Rabbits love cocaine and turtles love dope. That's a good one. Rabbits love cocaine and turtles love dope. I like that one. Where'd you get that one from? That's a good one. I like that one. Where'd you copy that one from? That's worth copying. That is funny. That is funny. I like that. And I don't get off to saying all West shit is legitimate and the real thing, but I'm saying it's parts of what he gives you the possibilities. That's all. And like I was saying, even in facing death, what it does appear like I think generally we all get to get used to being dead. I think that's what living a good life is you get that chance to understand. You get the chance to understand and reflect on what life was. I think that's what the good passing it appears to be. Because as I said before, when I've had to pass people and I've had to go to the directional pyramids and find where these people are, it's no haste and waste there. There's a middle place, no doubt, for me to go to contact these people. There's a middle place that they can just chill at too. And so if they can get that, everybody can get that chance. And that's, what Wes is talking about. It's like it's a place where you can sit and reflect. And so it tells you, it just shows you it's a continuation. That's not an end. And we get so afraid and so want to cling to this because we don't know anything else but this. Just instead of just understanding source energy and that we're all, this is like, it's like, it's really, it's all been a show and you're part of the show ends. And what you, the lives you touched is what you leave behind. You're lucky to have children, you leave that behind too, of course. These motherfuckers are quick to say it was 5 o'clock one day. It's like, it's 5 o'clock here. I think I'm gonna call it though, y'all. My back. I did something to my back and I ain't lifted nothing. So I don't really know. I was sitting in I know I like Cracker Barrel. We went to Cracker Barrel. Like first I had ate like my breakfast, I drank a couple cups of coffee because I had a doctor come in and, nurse practitioner came to the crib, Doctor came to the crib and checked me out. We wrapped and he checked me out. And I had drank a couple cups of coffee after he left. And then I ate something. I took a nap too. And after my nap, I'd ate something. So my wife was like, wanted to go with Cracker Barrel right away. And I was like, yeah, I ain't hungry. So we went to, it's a furniture store. We walked in the furniture store almost an hour. So got to walk it off. Seen that route of the eclipse from 27, they're both ley lines and earthquake fault lines. That's interesting. Mr. T is coming back. Do you think there's a machine that could make this place dark? I would say, if anything, the natural thing is dark, and they have something to make it light. That's what I would say. I say it's probably the opposite. I say the dark is what starts it, and they add the light to illuminate the colors. But I think the dark is natural, more natural. Yeah. So I think they illuminate things, and that's one thing that you look at what brings in the white light, and is that something you want to integrate yourself with? So I don't know. Sometimes if you want to sit on a yoga ball, it makes your back stronger. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. I was sitting in the chair at Cracker Barrel, and I was like, why is my back sore up here? I was like doing like this against the chair and shit, and I was like, damn, why is my back sore? So as I'm sitting here, I'm feeling a little bit. And, this chair is so much better. I'm gosh, I don't even know how long I've had this chair, And I said, it's going to be some changes. So the next 2 months, I'm not sure how I'm going to be broadcasting. I'm going to broadcast up until when he moves in, but he's definitely going to get this space for a couple months. So I'm not sure. And the cat leaving the wires and stuff, just not sure. So I'm not sure how I'm going to, continue for those couple months. I might have to end up getting the mixer and laptop, and I'm not sure how I'm going to continue. But so I'll figure something out between then. But still, want to continue to put out the message to those who can hear it. That's it. I ain't never said I'm for everybody. I'm for those who need to hear the message. That's it. If the message resonates with you, then that's positive. And can anybody say that any time on my old channel, new channel, that I've ever tried to, cheat people, or I've ever tried to do an unfair gain on here? Now, I don't mind, I make some sports videos and it makes money. That's cool. I don't mind that. But these, I pretty much give, there's no commercials on these. Maybe some of my older ones, but the 4 years this channel's been up. Well, thank you. Thank you. Same to you. Same to you. Because that's what it is. It's about coming on here, and it's like I have all my things I go through and all my shortcomings and my faults. But yet I've tried to be a better person. I mean, I came to the state 18 years ago and really tried to build on being a better person. And I think I've succeeded in many ways. And it's just funny, like my ex-wife just likes drama, and so it's just always going to be drama with her. She just kind of creates it, you know. And when she reflects on what she did, she doesn't understand that she created all the drama that could have really been avoided. But it's like, if that's what you're about, you like it. And unfortunately, But love to her. She's about to be 50. I think my daughter's mother said she's about to be 45. So love to them. Their birthdays are, a couple of days apart, and they're coming in the next couple of weeks, and love to both of them for sure. And yeah, I'm gonna call it. Let me see what's Jeffrey saying. This has always been a great channel, and you have always been a good person to me, and you've always helped me. Well, I try to, man. I really have. Don't have a lot, but I have what I need. And I don't really have to knock people to move on, or get my point. I don't have to really knock anybody. I don't really have to think about, a lot of popular things. It just doesn't drive me, and I don't, is some of these things even worth commenting on? I don't think so sometimes. And so I come at it from a different perspective. And if it gets subscribers, I don't really care, because it's not that. It's like my voice can still be heard. And those of you who can plug into it, that's what it is. I ain't trying to force nobody to feel how I feel, but I'm saying this is the energy that's out there, and that you all can plug into it. I ain't nothing special. Well, I am, but it just takes work. Hey, Big Stank, thank you for coming in. You know it's a late night thing.
You got to have vision.
I'm up here, and it's the time has changed, so it's yeah, okay. So I must have started. I'm looking at the time different. So I must have started at 3:11. So I started at 12:11, and so with the time put forward, yeah. So I've been talking for 3 hours and 11 minutes, and it's 4:20. So yeah, I started about 11 minutes ago. Yeah. Minus, yeah. So, it's just showing it's pushed extra. So I should get credit for the extra hour of talking. They should just some kind of way add an extra hour talking that we saw the time change. Well, I'm going to kick it. I'm going to kick it now, because I do have a few things to do before it gets too late tomorrow. So this has been the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am Big Pontiac. Thank you for coming. Do I go Sunday nights? I don't go Sunday nights. So look for me again. Yeah, I do go Sundays. So I might be on tomorrow night. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I'm just talking shit, Jeffrey. I know the time has changed. I'm just talking shit. Sunday nights. Do I come on Sunday? Isn't it Tuesday? It's Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow night. So till we meet again.